Ready to tackle that building project? Start right. Start here at H&L Rapid True Value for building supplies. The time by H&L Rapid True Value is
Nationwide time, 5 o'clock.
Learn about smart betting strategies with AnyBet. Bet wisely, enjoy responsibly, and maximize your success. The temperature by AnyBet is
31 degrees Celsius in Kingston, 32 out west in Montego Bay.
From the Nationwide News Network, comprehensive, incisive, tough. This is Nationwide at 5.
Good afternoon, I'm Ricardo Brooks.
And I'm Roby Ann Williams.
In Nationwide News at this hour, residents of Cherry Tree Lane in Clarendon are still struggling to heal a year after mass shooting that claimed 8 lives.
Me devastated. Right now, I just gotta bring me that's me no eat out a garbage bin. It's still not gonna be same Cherry Tree Lane, but we are trying to build it back.
The PNP is expected to launch its election manifesto tonight, but the JLP is already pouring cold water on the document.
The announcements that they have been making thus far have not only failed to inspire the people of Jamaica, but have maybe required more thinking.
JLP leader Dr. Andrew Holness says his party will campaign in every seat as it seeks a third term.
September 3 election expected to see highest number of women candidates.
Jamaicans for Justice condemns gun attack on policeman and his family.
In news from the rest of the world, Guyana among 23 nations added to UK's Deport Now, Appeal Later scheme.
Israel is in talks to possibly resettle Palestinians from Gaza to South Sudan.
In headline sports, West Indies breaks 34-year drought as they crushed Pakistan in one-day series.
And later in our broadcast, in our cover story at 5:35, Monday marked 1 year since 8 people were killed in Cherry Tree Lane. Relatives of the victims are still broken.
What counseling I do to him, Mom? Counseling can't heal me.
We try if he even want to happy. And when we remember, sometimes I ask myself the question, Diamond really dead?
You'll hear more.
In public opinion at 6:26, we ask, how important are election manifestos to you? Give us your comments by logging on to our Facebook page, Nationwide News Network, and by tweeting us at Nationwide Radio and message us on WhatsApp at 876-285-5693. You can also leave your comments on Instagram at Nationwide 90FM.
In the nation's business at 6:40, as Jamaicans head to the polls in September, the power of the youth vote looms large. Will the parties rise to meet their expectations? We'll hear from public commentators Soel Anglin, communication strategist Rajay Danvers, and G2K president Shane Carr.
At 8, it's Prescription for Life with Dr. Andre McDonald.
All these and more as we take you home on air on your mobile, Nationwide 90FM, Nationwide Radio, JM.com, and on the Nationwide app. It's available on the Google Play and the App Store. This Tuesday afternoon, it's Tuesday, August 12, 2025.
This hour is brought to you by KFC Buckets. Let's bucket together with a KFC Family 9, Family 12, Party 15, or Party 21 bucket. Because sharing a bucket with friends tastes finger-licking good.
If it's news, it's got to be Nationwide 90 FM.
And now to the details. Residents of Cherry Tree Lane in Clarendon are still struggling with the fallout of a massacre which claimed the lives of 8 of their neighbors. It's been a year since thugs turned their weapons on the victims, including a 7-year-old boy. The child was cut down while eating ice cream at a birthday party. He had tried seeking refuge under a car. When our news center visited the community on Tuesday, the residents say they're still struggling to heal. Robian Williams has this Nationwide News follow-up.
August 11, 2024 has gone down as one of the most horrific days in the history of the small community. 12 months later, little has changed for those who lost their loved ones. Debbie Ann Hamilton Francis, who lost her husband, daughter, and cousin that fateful night, says the memories have never left her mind.
it just hurt all over again. It's like, it can't go away. It just can't go away. Things like this, me never dream of it. I really lose so much loved ones. And I know sick other human beings take them life like this. It hurt me so much. Me devastated. Right now, I just gotta bring me that's me no eat out a garbage bin. But me literally sick in the brain. Me come like the whole body and me a shut down.
She recalls being present that night as gunfire erupted. She managed to flee. Asked if counseling had helped, Mrs. Hamilton Francis says no therapy can take away her pain.
Counseling I go do to him, Mom. Counseling can't heal me. Counseling can't take away pain when I feel right now. Every night, me lying down in bed, can't sleep. As you can see my face, or my eye them swell. I can't sleep. The incident just going around and around and around in my head. To see them on the ground, so much innocent blood, so much gunshot, you can't hear them. It's like me living the moment every day. Even 25 years if me live for so long, because me know say this way happen, I go take me home. Counseling can't help me. Because they might tell me if you blow up balloon, they might tell me if you write me pain, it just can't explain. It's too deep.
We saw photographs of the victims posted on a nearby wall, silent reminders of the tragedy. An elderly resident, Ms. O'Connor, who has lived in Cherry Tree Lane since 1980, says nothing compares to what she saw that night.
The worst one that hit me, the little 8-year-old boy lying between a red car, and the tree. All came in and I said, this little boy, see me, was running to go under the car, was trying to get away. And that doesn't leave my memory. Most of the morning when I wake is a little boy I saw lying. That is a memory. It seems it can't leave me. So take no chance. The fear is still lingering. I'm an elderly person. Every time you look over there, memories recall.
Another resident declared the quiet community will never be the same.
By 7 o'clock, the road dead. When normally the road load are lively, people that end up from to and from. By 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock, you have to go in. And the police, them are running off the road. No make no sense. It's still not going to be same Cherry Tree Lane. But we are trying to build it back. Hopefully, we get help from the police, them and the soldier, them as usual.
Our news team observed a police team on foot patrol in the community. Some residents expressed relief at the security presence, while others complained of disrespect and harassment, saying their grief is compounded by how they're being treated by the lawmen. This week, a series of social intervention activities, including a memorial church service, health and social services fair, Farmers' Day town hall meeting, and Sports Day will be held. A year on, the grief and trauma of that night is still very real. Robeanne Williams for Nationwide News.
The People's National Party will launch its 2025 election manifesto this evening under the theme Mission Jamaica Love, a People's Pledge to Country. The event, scheduled for 7, is expected to outline the party's blueprint for governance should it win the September 3 general election. Siobhan Campbell looks at some of the big-ticket pledges already publicized by the party.
While the full details of the highly anticipated manifesto remain under wraps, PNP President Mark Golding and Finance spokesman Julian Robinson have already given strong indicators of the party's policy priorities. Housing is anticipated to be a major plank, following Golding's repeated pledges to restore the National Housing Trust to its original purpose of providing affordable homes.
We recognize that often the hardest hurdle for young people in buying a home is the deposit. Well, young people, we have you in mind. Yes. The next PNP government will establish a special Young Owners Deposit Fund of $1 billion within the NHT. Yes. Using those NHT resources to enable young persons under 35 years of age to access $500,000 towards their deposit once they have been an NHT contributor for 2 years or more.
Mr. Golding has vowed to end the annual transfer of $11 billion from the National Housing Trust, NHT, to the Consolidated Fund. The PNP president has also put forward a rent-to-own initiative through the Housing Trust. He says the scheme will allow persons who cannot save enough to pay the deposit to buy a house to rent an NHT house under the NHT rent-to-own program. Teachers may also find the party's proposals appealing, with Golding hinting at initiatives such as student loan forgiveness, improved vehicle concessions, and enhanced access to housing benefits for educators. On education reform, Robinson has posited the ambitious goal of ensuring every child leaves school literate and numerate by the end of the PNP's first term in office. His proposals have included curriculum improvements, teacher retraining, and nutritional support for students through the EASE, which means ensuring adequate sustenance for education program aimed at providing at least one nutritious meal a day to needy students.
One of the biggest financial burdens on struggling families is the daily cost of sending their children to school. Not just the bus fare, but the lunch money. Many parents simply can't afford it. And for too many children, this means inconsistent attendance or children going to school hungry. And when they go to school hungry, they can't focus. They can't learn. And ultimately, they're unable to achieve their full potential. Mr. Speaker, we are going to implement the EASE program. EASE means ensuring adequate sustenance for education.
In the 2025-2026 budget debate, Golding previewed a raft of promises that the party estimates will cost more than $20 billion to implement over their first term in office. The JLP has attacked the promises as unworkable and costly, estimating instead that they will cost taxpayers nearly $50 billion. Tonight's unveiling will reveal the full scope of what the PNP says is a people's pledge to the country. Siobhan Campbell for Nationwide News.
Meanwhile, in reacting to the PNP's planned manifesto launch, chairman of the JLP's manifesto committee, Senator Kamina Johnson-Smith, says the opposition has no concept of how to put forward credible plans that are properly funded.
The Jamaica Labour Party takes note of the proposed launch of the PNP manifesto today. We note it as a concession on the point of achievements. We look forward with interest to see what makes it into print because, of course, the announcements that they have been making thus far have not only failed to inspire the people of Jamaica, but have maybe required more thinking because they have required clarification upon a clarification or have demonstrated a clear disconnect from what it takes to cost and fund a budget in today's world.
Senator Johnson-Smith says the JLP's manifesto is ready. She says the document will take plans for the improvement of the country to another level.
Our policymaking approach is undoubtedly completely different from theirs. Our approach is one that has built on and seeks to build on the 9 years of work, of strategy, of planning, of achievements, and about taking things to another level. It's about making sure that we make the biggest impact possible based on the foundation that we have already laid. So these are not things are not pulled from the sky. These are well-grounded, well-thought-out policies and prescriptions.
Senator Kamina Johnson-Smith, chairman of the JLP's Manifesto and Achievements Committee.
The JLP leader, Dr. Andrew Holness, believes the Jamaican electorate is moving away from the idea of safe seats for political parties. He's vowing to campaign in all 63 constituencies as he seeks a third term in office.
Your constituency is currently held by the opposition.
Not again.
But I want it to be known that we are not writing off any constituency. We are going to be campaigning in every constituency.
Yes,
we are going to be reaching out to every voter. This notion that somehow there is a certain set of voters who are blind to reason. That notion is steadily being destroyed as the Jamaican electorate matures. This business of die-hard so that again.
Dr. Holness made the comment while touring northwest Manchester today. The seat is currently held by the PNP's Michael Phillips. The JLP is hoping Damien Young can topple Phillips in what has historically been a safe seat for the People's National Party. According to Holness, the PNP is up against a government's long list of achievements.
For the first time in our political history, we have a government that has performed so creditably that even those persons who have an inbuilt bias, they have to contend with a high-performing government. And we must take that message to the voters, regardless of what we think their preference or bias is. So we are going to every constituency. We are talking to every voter. We leave nothing for granted. But more than that, it is only respectful that as we seek their support, that we come to them not just with fun and games and gimmicks, but we bring to them the work that we have done and what we commit to doing in the future should they give us the authority to continue.
That's Prime Minister and JLP leader Dr. Andrew Holness.
In the race to 32, facts matter. Did you know that 1989 was the first time ballots for a general election were actually printed in Jamaica? Yes, that's a fact. Ballots for the 1989 general election were printed at the Electoral Office, ending the practice of importing them. The front and back of each ballot was printed with a rainbow medallion. The print on the back was designed to provide a dark band down one edge to prevent votes marked on the front of the ballot from being visible from the back. The ballot also had certain built-in features which made it extremely difficult for the document to be copied or otherwise reproduced. The ability to print our own ballots added greater credibility to the country's electoral system. This nationwide Did You Know fact is part of our coverage for the race to 32 as we preview the next general election.
You're listening to the news on Nationwide at 5. We'll have more after these.
It's IQ Optical's sizzling summer sale. For this month only, get 50% off lenses when you purchase a frame. Kids get free lenses with a purchase of a frame. Make the intelligent choice with IQ Optical. Conditions apply. The time by IQ Optical is...
It's 16 minutes after 5.
Rentokil Initial offers air purification solutions with triple filtration and unique auto-sensing capabilities that neutralizes malodor and replaces it with clean air. Call Rentokil Initial at 926-4236 for more details.
The temperature by Rentokil is
31 degrees Celsius in Kingston, 32 out west in Montego Bay.
The wait is over. Spark is coming to you. Across Jamaica, we'll be fixing 10 roads per constituency. Over 100 roads will be fixed by September and 630 roads overall. This is real action, real improvement, real results. Every Jamaican deserves safer, stronger roads. Spark, the next chapter in Jamaica's infrastructure development.
Continuing the news, the number of women expected to seek election to the House of Representatives has reached an all-time high. More than 40 women will be contesting the September 3 general election. It's the highest number of women to ever seek a seat in the House of Representatives. Gender specialist Dr. Nadine Spence says while the number of female representatives is to be celebrated, there's still a concern that women are being placed in seats they cannot win.
Yes, it's the highest it's ever been, and we're not going to be impatient with that. And it's just about what people would call parity, i.e. parity is defined as the number of women who need to be in a particular space for changes to reflect the interests of women and the vulnerable. But remember, these are women running now. The question to ask is how many of them are in winnable seats? So how many of them will move from running to actually making it into the parliament is the other question. Because one of the critiques of political parties is that a lot of the times when they put women to run, they nullify that by having women run against women, and they also put women in unwinnable seats.
The governing JLP is expected to put forward 19 women on its slate of 63 parliamentary candidates. This is approximately 30% of its total slate. The opposition PNP is expected to nominate 22 women, representing 35% of their slate. Dr. Spence says another challenge women face is being asked to run against strong incumbents.
You also have to look at how many women are facing an incumbent, how many women are themselves incumbent, how many women are facing women as points of analysis. Incumbency is difficult to get over for women. Although in the last election, I think Rhoda Crawford is the testament of a woman who came over a significant incumbent, which is one of the reasons why so many people paid attention to Rhoda's win.
Gender specialist Dr. Nadine Spence.
Opposition spokesman on energy Philip Paulwell says a future PNP administration will significantly reduce the cost of electricity in the country. It's one of the proposals the party presented to the private sector organization of Jamaica, the PSOJ, yesterday. According to Paulwell, the prevailing cost of energy is frustrating the country's economic development.
We have to get the price of electricity down from 40 cents to below 20 cents, and that is from day one. The fact of the matter is that energy costs in Jamaica is far too high. As a result, we have not been able to have sustained growth. We have not been able to have appreciable growth in our economy, and that's the reason why many of our businesses are uncompetitive. The price affects the price of electricity being so high. Affects our consumers. Cost of living has been great as a result, and we have to find a way to bring the cost down.
Philip Paulwell, opposition spokesman on energy.
Human rights lobby group Jamaicans for Justice JFJ has condemned last Saturday's deadly gun attack on a policeman and his family. The attack claimed the life of the policeman's wife. He and his son remain in hospital in serious condition. Michael Jackson is JFJ's executive director.
It is such a blatant disregard for life. What happened? Our condolences to the officer, and we hope that he will have full recovery and get the necessary support. I don't think words can really express how strong we condemn this violation, and I can't imagine what the JCF family is going through at this time. But on behalf of Jamaicans for Justice, to our officers who are putting their lives at risk daily, continue to be vigilant, be safe, and again, our prayers are with the family.
Michael Jackson, executive director of Jamaicans for Justice.
This is a nationwide election nugget.
In the last four general elections, 2007, 2011, 2016 and 2020, no candidate of any political party received more votes than the 11,710 cast for the JLP's Robert Bobby Montague in the constituency of Western St. Mary in 2016. In that election, Labourites turned out in impressive numbers to elect Montague, who had been stunned by the PNP's Jolly-Ann Silvera in the general election of 2011. Montague's display in 2016 was also impressive for the fact that only one other candidate in 2016, fellow Labourite Everald Warmington in southwest St. Catherine, eclipsed the 11,000 vote mark. Warmington's tally was 11,370.
That was a nationwide election nugget.
World in a Minute is brought to you by ABC Electrical Sales. We make things as easy as ABC. Hose Assembly and Supply, equipping Jamaica for success.
And Charles O'Connor Consulting Network, COCN, driven by international accounting standards, modern technology, and integrity.
The World in a Minute.
Guyana has been named among 23 countries whose nationals convicted of crimes in the UK could be deported before their human rights appeals are heard. The move forms part of the UK's expanded Deport Now, Appeal Later policy. It comes as the UK grapples with a significant prison overcrowding crisis.
Israel is in discussions with South Sudan about the possibility of resettling Palestinians from the Gaza Strip to the war-torn East African country. It's part of a wider effort by Israel to facilitate mass emigration from the territory left in ruins by its 22-month offensive against Hamas. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu says he wants to realize U.S. President Donald Trump's vision of relocating much of Gaza's population.
World in a Minute was brought to you by ABC Electrical Sales. We make things as easy as ABC. Hose Assembly and Supply, equipping Jamaica for success.
And Charles O'Connor Consulting Network, COCN, driven by international accounting standards, modern technology, and integrity.
Recapping the top stories making nationwide news at this hour, residents of Cherry Tree Lane in Clarendon are still struggling to heal a year after a mass shooting claimed 8 lives.
The PNP is expected to launch its election manifesto tonight, but the JLP is already pouring cold water on the document.
JLP leader Dr. Andrew Holness intends to campaign in every seat as he seeks a third term in government.
September 3 election expected to see highest number of women candidates.
I'm Ricardo Brooks.
And I'm Robianne Williams.
Listeners, you can find the news on our website at nationwideradiojm.com and on the Nationwide app. It's available on the Google Play and the App Store. News next, the headlines at 6.
Experience the joy of buying a brand new Hyundai without breaking the bank. Yes, buying a brand new car should never leave you broke. From stylish designs and safety features to comfortable driving and reliability, Hyundai is the choice. Hyundai vehicles come standard with 2 years free service and 5 years warranty and roadside assistance for your peace of mind. Drive 2 years without service cost and 5 years without fear of being stranded. Hyundai. Conditions apply.
KFC this summer, we are bucket together.
Well, I vibe with your crew, yeah, we are stay true, the taste is so good.
KFC, bucket on the ends with the real one. My island, we are world champion.
All of we connect with the KFC.
Jamrock celebrate with we. KFC, we are bucket together.
Let's bucket together with KFC. Enjoy a Family 9, Family 12, Party 15, or Party 21 bucket because sharing a bucket with friends tastes finger-licking good. KFC. Sports at 5 is brought to you by Total Tools. Total Tools, every tool, every trade.
Hello, good afternoon, and welcome to Sports here on Nationwide 90 FM. I'm Wayne Walker. The West Indies broke a 34-year drought and they beat Pakistan in a one-day international series on Tuesday after an impressive 202-run win at the Brian Lara Cricket Stadium in Trinidad and Tobago in the final game of their 3-match series. Captain Shai Hope belted his 18th one-day century, an unbeaten 120 of 97 balls to steer the West Indies to 294 for 6 in their 50 overs. He slammed 10 fours and 3 sixes and shared in an unbroken 6-wicket stand of 110 with Justin Greaves, who weighed in with 43. Evan Lewis, 37, and Ruston Chase at 36 also scored well. Pakistan were then rolled over for 92 in just 29 overs and 2 balls as Jaden Seals bagged the career best one-day figures, 6 for 18, the third best by a West Indian, and Gudakesh Moti 2 for 37. Salman Agar, 30, and Mohammad Nawaz, 23, were the only Pakistanis into double figures. It was the biggest win by West Indies over a member nation in one-day internationals at home, and Captain Hope says this one is for the people of the Caribbean.
I'm extremely proud. I spoke to the guys right after the victory there. We tend to stress on the negatives quite a lot, especially in the Caribbean, but we forget, those great things that we do as a team. We've been creating history for the last couple of seasons. We've been defending home court very nicely. I don't think we lost a series for the last 2 years in the ODI format. So many things that we can shout about, especially as West Indian fans and the team from within. So it's really great to see the guys pulling this one off and creating that history that we always speak about.
West Indies captain Shai Hope, man of the series Seals, who ended the 3 matches with 10 wickets, says for him it was just a matter of replicating what he did in training.
It takes a lot of time, there's a lot of training. The bowling coach insists that we do a lot of bowling in the down times and the camps. He keeps our loads high, but it's paying off for us.
Jaden Seals, the West Indies, bagged more ratings points towards qualifying for the 2027 World Cup. They're 9th in the standings at the minute and must at the very least remain there by the March 31, 2027 cut-off date. And the first day of the West Indies Rising Stars on the 17 encounter between Jamaica and the Leeward Islands was abandoned due to rain. The teams were scheduled to meet on today's opening day of competition at the Pier Recreation Ground in Trinidad, but persistent rain forced the officials to call off the day's play. Attempts will be made to start the game on Wednesday, which should have been the final day, weather permitting. Jamaica's national 200 meters champions Brian Lavelle and Ashanti Moore continue to show superb form going into the World Championships in Japan next month by logging personal best performances at the Isfa Julai Memorial Meeting in Hungary on Tuesday. Lavelle sped to a new meet record 19.69 seconds to win the 200 meters, making him the third fastest Jamaican ever over the distance, behind Usain Bolt, 19.19 seconds. Usain set that when Lavelle was just 4 years old, and the 19.26 by Johan Blake. Lavelle's previous lifetime best was 19.97 seconds.
Away they go. Who's showing early? The athletes are Lavelle in 7 and Richardson in 8. The two red vests near the outside going really well at the moment. Good bend too by Van Niekerk in 5. Going strongly as Matsoso in lane 3. But look at this run from Brian Lavelle of Jamaica. Steaming away with this one.
Good victory there by Brian Lavelle. Two of the Jamaicans in the event, Adrian Carr and Michael Campbell, finished 6th and 7th in 20.52 and 20.88 seconds respectively. Moore joined Brianna Liston in 14th on the Jamaican all-time list of 200 meters female runners when she sizzled to 22.31 seconds, shaving 9/100ths of a second off her previous best of 22.40 seconds set last month.
Darryl Neater of Great Britain in lane 8 will gauge her effort off Bishops of Netherlands. The 100 metre new personal best for her could give us some good speed through the first 100 metres. But Darryl Neater flying around the bend at the moment. It's a good bend as well for Moore of Jamaica. It's Moore of Jamaica, a filly trying to come through on the inside. Darryl Neater trying to find something, but Ashanti Moore, the Jamaican champion. Oh, does she hold on? Very, very tight on the line for Ashanti Moore.
Another brilliant night there for Ashanti Moore in Europe. Another national champion, Kishane Thompson, was the third Jamaican winner at the meet. He logged 9.95 seconds to win the men's 100 meters. Akeem Blake was fourth in 10.04. Kadrian Golson and Rohan Watson bagged the 6th and 7th in 10.08 and 10.12.
Oh, there was a bit of a twitch in the blocks there from Kishane Thompson, but he seems to have got away from it. Fast start and on the far side from Ronnie Baker, but Kishane Thompson of Jamaica coming through. Strong finish from Asante.
The women's 100 meters went to Marie-Josée Talou of the Côte d'Ivoire. In 10.97 seconds, she beat a slew of Jamaicans. Tina Clayton was second in 10.99. Shericka Jackson third, 11 seconds on the nose. And Shelley and Fraser Price fourth in 11.07 seconds. National record holder Akira Nugent was beaten into fourth in the 100 meters hurdles in 12.85 seconds. Nadine Visser of the Netherlands won in 12.43. Amoy Brown was fifth in 12.88. Akeelia Smith soared to 6 meters 67 for second in the women's long jump. Rasheen McDonald, the national record holder, finished the 5th in the men's 400 in 45.12. Sean Bailey was last in 48.38. Hansel Parchment, the former Olympic champion, did 13.24 seconds for second in the 110 meters high hurdles. Orlando Bennett was 5th in 13.32. That's sports. We're going to be back with more at 6:05 this evening.
Sports at 5 was brought to you by Total Tools. Total Tools, every tool, every trade.
Cubby's Baby Wipes is ideal for your baby's delicate skin, infused with vitamin E and aloe vera, and available for home or on the go. The time by Cubby's Baby Wipes is
5:32.
From Kingston to the world, from Montego Bay to new adventures, and from Ocherias to endless possibilities. Wherever you're headed, we will proudly take you there. Jamaica's Airport, your global gateway. The temperature brought to you by the Airports Authority of Jamaica is
31 degrees Celsius here in the nation's capital, Kingston. It's 32 in the western city, Montego Bay.
KFC this summer, we are bucking together. All our vibe with your crew, yeah, we are stay true, the taste is so good. KFC, bucket on the ends with the real one. My island, we are world champion. All of we connect with the KFC. Jamrock celebrate with we. KFC, we are bucking together.
Let's bucket together with KFC. Enjoy a Family 9, Family 12, Party 15, or Party 21 bucket, because sharing a bucket with friends tastes finger-licking good. KFC.
This message is brought to you by the Office of the Prime Minister.
Do you have the financing to support a long-term investment program in water? And the answer to that is yes, because we have managed the economy in such a way as to be able to do that. We deliberately make a point of every week either breaking ground, handing over, turning on, not announcing, because it shows you the track record of delivery. So you can have faith in that yes, you don't have it now, but there is a program in place backed by good fiscal management so that it can project the revenues into the future to support the future projects. And that's what you want. You want government policy with endurance.
The proceeding was brought to you by the Office of the Prime Minister.
Now, PrEP makes it so easy. One pill before you link, prevent HIV.
PrEP makes it so easy. One pill before you link, prevent HIV.
You want to do your thing with your queen or your king.
Or I get a little frisky that make you flex risky.
PrEP, I extra bucketed.
To help you stay HIV negative.
PrEP makes it so easy. One pill before you link, prevent HIV. PrEP tablets available at your clinic from the Ministry of Health and Wellness.
Want to save money and still protect your engine? Get Chevron Supreme Sin Blend Motor Oil, the blue bottle with a silver stripe. Now upgraded to synthetic blend, so your engine runs cleaner, longer, and stronger. Now available island-wide at service stations and leading auto parts stores. Ask for Chevron Motor Oil, your favorite blue bottle with a silver stripe. That's Chevron Sin Blend, your engine good friend.
Enough power tool, big to small. Jackama figure dig the wall.
Our Total Tools.
Beat walker figure trim the lawn. We have everything a job demand.
Total Tools.
We rent them, sell them and fix them. Also give Total Tools a call. When I say home improvement, landscape construction, a Total Tools are your option. Home improvement, landscape construction, Total Tools are your option. Total Tools located at 102 Main Street, Ocho Rios, 34 Slibe Road, Kingston. And lot C6 Jacksaw, Sentence Bay. Call us today.
Cover Story is brought to you by Hyundai. Modern, premium, affordable vehicles.
Experience the joy of buying a brand new Hyundai without breaking the bank. Yes, buying a brand new car should never leave you broke. From stylish designs and safety features to comfortable driving and reliability, Hyundai is the choice. Hyundai vehicles come standard with 2 years free service and 5 years warranty and roadside assistance for your peace of mind. Drive 2 years without service cost and 5 years without fear of being stranded. Hyundai. Conditions apply.
Good afternoon. Thank you so much for joining us here nationwide at 5. I'm Cliff.
Good afternoon, listeners. Good afternoon, Cliff. I'm Ricardo.
Good. Well, in our cover story this afternoon, Monday, August 11, marked the 1-year anniversary of the Cherry Tree Lane massacre. 8 people were killed, while several others were injured. On the night of August 11, 2024, what should have been a time of birthday celebration quickly turned into a bloodbath when gunfire pierced the air.
Listeners, when the gunfire subsided, 57-year-old Errol Stewart, 50-year-old Lawrence Francis, 40-year-old Margaret Bonner, 32-year-old Jermaine Booth, 26-year-old Cavell Daly, 20-year-old Diamond Bennett, and 7-year-old Aidan Bartley and Courtney Messam lay dead.
Some of the victims had been shot in the head. Little Aidan was murdered as he tried to hide under a nearby car. 3 days after the shooting, 23-year-old Steve Smith, otherwise called Thicker, was shot and killed during an alleged confrontation with the police.
It was later revealed he was one of the perpetrators. A week later, 2 additional suspects, Leighton White, otherwise called Bands, and 28-year-old Duchesne Smalling, otherwise called Snowman, were arrested. They were charged with 8 counts of murder, 8 counts of wounding with the use of a firearm, shooting with intent, unauthorized possession of ammunition, and possession of a prohibited weapon. They're still awaiting trial.
Nationwide's Roby Ann Williams visited the community on Tuesday. The massacre still haunts relatives of the victims and the wider Cherry Tree Lane community. Debbie Ann Hamilton Francis lost her husband, daughter, and cousin in the massacre.
Just feel sad, broken, battered, beaten. Yesterday me cry me heart out. Feel so sick right now. You know? It just hurt. I'm not lie. It really, really hurt. Every time it's like it can't go away. Never will go away. You know? But we have to just go on. But it's really rough.
What do you think about the community at this point in time? How you feel in the community?
Right now, miss, I tell you the truth. I don't know what to tell you, say. But me just lost, broken. At 6 o'clock come, everybody have to go on home. Everybody going home. You know? It's not a good feeling. This feeling is not a good feeling. So next week, Monday, is my daughter's birthday. She will be 29. You know, it just hurt. All over again. It's like, it can't go away. You know? It just can't go away. Things like this, we never dream of it. I really lose so much loved ones.
One time.
Yeah. And I know sick. Some other human being take them life like this. It really hurt.
The police say they are making leads into the investigation into what happened. How do you feel about that?
Well, people like them, they're not supposed to believe. Because they take so many innocent lives, you know? So, you have a family of your own and you can destroy other family like these and not only one family, more than one family. You understand what I mean? Just not fear. Not fear for them, but as me say, Father God Him all our life. Every one of us that He make life, and vengeance belongs to Him. So we ask Him to prevail His vengeance because it hurts so much. It really, really, really hurts so much. Not even words can explain right now how me feel as a mother. The first one I see died is my cousin. He died up there. The other two, and God didn't even know when me say that, my daughters and my son them say me mustn't say it, but when me run, if me did know say my daughter dead, me oughta run. God know me oughta run. Because me have five leave, you know. But you see one we gone, it hurt me so much. Me devastated. Me in right now, I just gotta bring me that's me no eat out a garbage bin. But me literally sick in the brain. Sick in the brain, me not lie.
Debbie Ann Hamilton Francis. She lamented that her husband did not live to see their children graduate.
For me husband, he never got jail for the day him born. He no offend people. If you know him, I pay laugh, you laugh. Him is no more. Then don't make him man live. He see him pick the graduate and every day he dying for that day come. And he never live to see it. And you have for your family them eating and drinking. And while we can't eat, we can't drink, I just pay sorrow in our life. Why? But as me say, vengeance belongs to God. And me I put him, every one of them from the root to the branches, me I put them in a God and make God vengeance them. Because if me say me I go vengeance them, God I go turn him back for me and me no want that happen. Because you know if you joke a man in the eye if he blind, you know. You know if you joke them in the eye if them blind. But me say God, in heaven, him know why me I feel so much pain. Him couldn't stop it and he don't stop it, I don't know why. And more than and ongo 8 people could have dead. Whole heap, because a whole heap of people, because everybody respect my daughter, baby father. Because him do the mechanic, yeah. And I'm birthday. And the week before birthday, keep here so. And nothing. And that week, something that this bad happened.
You're listening to Debbie Ann Hamilton Francis. She's A survivor and a relative of 3 of the individuals, 3 of the 8, murdered, cut down at a birthday party a year ago in the Cherry Tree Lane massacre. And we think it's important, listeners, to revisit these horrific scenes, because oftentimes you hear the headlines, we report the stories, and we forget. We forget. And, you know, it's so important to remember that there are real people behind these stories. Real lives are torn apart. And so we're bringing you a year later how they're coping.
We're going to take the break and come back with more.
Clear your barrels and personal shipments with ease and convenience. Request a customs contactless clearance today through CCP at jca.gov.jm. The time by the Jamaica Customs Agency is
16 minutes to 6.
Bird Shack Fried Chicken Summer Vibes Promotion. Spend $1,000 or more at any store this August and win weekly prizes of JBL speakers or earbuds, plus a grand prize of a 50-inch smart TV. Bird Shack Fried Chicken.
The temperature brought to you by Bird Shack Fried Chicken is...
It's 31 degrees Celsius here in the capital. It's 32 out west in Montego Bay.
Mommy, I need new shoes, books, so many things for back to school.
Back to school pressure is real. Chris and Charles has your back. Get your back to school loan of $1.5 million with reduced processing fees, discounted interest rates, and fast approval. Win a fully loaded backpack for your child. Start school with less stress and more success. Apply today at any branch or visit www.chrisandcharles.com. Conditions apply. Authorized under Section 58(3) of Protecting Gaming and Lotteries Act.
KFC this summer, we are bucking together.
All our vibe with your crew, yeah, we are stay true, the taste is so good.
KFC, bucky on the ends with the real one. My island, we are world champion.
All we connect with the KFC.
Jamrock celebrate with we. KFC, we are bucking together.
Let's bucket together with KFC. Enjoy a Family 9, Family 12, Party 15, or Party 21 bucket, because sharing a bucket with friends tastes finger-licking good. KFC.
Welcome back to the Nationwide Cover Story. And this afternoon, we're pausing to look at the Cherry Tree Lane massacre and the fallout from it 1 year after. And we have been hearing from one of the victims, Debbie Ann Hamilton Francis. When asked if her family received a counseling after the massacre, this is what she told us.
What counseling I going to do to him, Mom? Counseling can't heal me. Counseling can't take away pain when I feel right now. Every night, me lying down in bed, can't sleep. As you can see my face, or my eye them swell. I can't sleep. The incident just going around and around and around in my head. To see them on the ground, so much innocent blood, so much gunshot, you can't hear them. It's like me living the moment every day. Even 25 years if me live for so long, because me know say, this way happen, I go take me home. Cause right now me sick, me feel sick bad, especially in my brain. So me know say, me soon gone after. But me just I beg God to hold me a little longer. That's the last baby, she was 17, she was 18 October. We just next she live to see if we can develop more, you know. But me know me not gonna live long, Mom. This will happen. I go take me home, cause frustration I go take me home. You tell the truth, frustration I go take me home, cause counseling can't help me. Cause they might tell me if I blow up balloon, they might tell me if I write me pain. It just can't explain. It's too deep. Right now they say me if I go a doctor. If me go a doctor, me don't know him, I go tell the doctor say. Cause me definitely sick in my brain. Me sick in my head. Me come like the whole body of me a shut down. So me don't know, me don't know. Me just, me a feel pain in my heart. Cause sometimes one pain stick me in my heart, that's me have a whole up so. Real bad. Me a feel some pain, me a girl, me no go a doctor. Me no sick. And right now, my body I go through one process where my belly a burn me. Me just sick. Me don't know how to explain, but me just sick and sick bad. Remember, me bleed every single day of my life. I can't believe. You see your belly pain, and you know say that little girl is a little girl where, like me pregnant this month. Next month I in a hospital me live. Then she come out 9 months. Me sick with her, and they take her away. And a one shot she get behind the ears. Human being really be like this. God make you all away in a love. Nobody we dead. Even me dumb cousin. None of we no trouble nobody. We have love for people more than ever. Because you see, even when me cook enough food that if you pass by mama, you can't get food to eat because that's how my mother grew me. She no hunger all fi hunger we alone. She say every kid's a fear one, and that's so me live too. Right now, if enough of kids them around here should have pass big man them, and mommy they be and they call me. And you just come in with community, just mash up with community like that. Eat innocent life with nobody, no trouble nobody.
That's Debbie Ann Hamilton Francis. And, you know, Cliff, as I listen to her, I'm thinking to myself, how many other communities, how many other families are just living with constant trauma?
Too many. Too many.
Now, the police have maintained a strong presence in Cherry Tree Lane, and Mrs. Hamilton Francis says while residents appreciate the police presence, some of the lawmen are insensitive to the mood of the area.
I'm glad that they're hearing about some of them torment some of the people them. You understand? I'm glad that they're here. But as we can tell you, say, you have good human being and you have bad human being. But because everyone we have we flaws. But as them have been know, say when they come in a community, people hurt, you deal with the situation better. You understand? Just deal with the situation better. We love the police them and we love the soldier them, but some of them ignorant. Some of the police them, they don't know how to deal with people and then do something when right.
Debbie Ann Hamilton Francis, a relative of 3 of the victims of the Cherry Tree Lane massacre, which occurred yesterday, a year to the day. Meanwhile, Diamond Bennett's grandmother says at times she still can't believe her granddaughter is gone.
Well, I feel so bad over it, but you know, I'm still giving God thanks and praise. You know that we're still alive and can jump around. What is it? But because yesterday is the 1 year, I am Diamond Bennett's grandmother. So, you know, even I was coming on and tears. Accessing to man was speaking. But it is a hard road to travel. It is a sad something. We try to even want to happy at times. And when we remember, sometimes I ask myself the question, Diamond really dead? You know? But we're still going on. We're still going on, but that zeal was supposed to be there is not there. Understand? And it's hard, we can't even find money right now for everything they spend out.
How do you feel about the community? As in, do you feel safe at this point in time?
Well, when we say we feel safe, we wouldn't say we don't feel safe. But when we see the police and the soldier, we feel much better. I don't know what may undercover going on. You understand? So we don't know if they still have the mind to come and hurt us or what have you. So when we see the police, we welcome and we feel good about that. That is mine.
An elderly resident there of the community, Mrs. O'Connor, yes? And she is Diamond Bennett's grandmother. She says the incident has taken a toll on the senior residents of the community. She says she can still picture the victims lying lifeless.
The death told a year ago, it is one of the worst things ever happened in Cherry Tree Lane. And it takes a toll on us as elderly person because you're going to sleep and you don't know what you're going to wake up to. Oh, this thing happened before we went to bed about 8 o'clock because I raised goats. And when I heard this thing, the ruffling and the noise, I said, the goat. I said, no, this is more than goat. Trampling zinc. No, man. So when I wake up, I went to my daughter. When I got leave from I was listening to the news, and when I left from there, I said to her, I said, you don't hear what going on? She said she was in the phone. I said, put down the phone and listen. And after that, we started listening. I heard a young man over there say, about 8 people get shot down there, sir. So what I did, and then I hear next door, my neighbor has sons, and he start calling their name to find out where they are. After we heard all that, I went right at this, I live behind there, and I came at the entrance here, start peep. The daughter start go down the wood. Me say, no go till police come. Wait till you see the yellow tape. And she insists, me say, no go. We stand up there in fear. And after I went, the first one I saw was we call him Dummy. One little young man in the community, we call him Dummy. He don't speak so well. But everybody loved him. He was the first one because he works at the car wash there, and he came in and the party was going on and they were playing dominoes and he stand up there watching them. It seems and they shot one first at the light post in his phone. He never understand or know what was gonna take place. And after that happened, after I start doing the viewing, I saw the dummy and then it just roll double up. And the worst one that hit me, the little 8-year-old boy lying between a red car, and the tree. All came in my mind. I said, this little boy, see me, was running to go under the car, was trying to get away. And that doesn't leave my memory. Most of the morning when I wake is a little boy I saw lying on the ground there. And that is a memory. It seems it can't leave me as a child. And I say, if it's a gunman and you see a child, you will live till you can make decision who will live and who will dead. And you can shoot a little boy that I don't know what next you want. So you not take no chance. You know, the fear is still lingering. I'm an elderly person. November I'll be 77. And that memory can't leave me. You as a young man, you come as an adult. If you even come for a spray bullet, left a little one now. All right. Left a little one now. Your spirit till you can't decide who will live and who will dead. So these memories can't leave you. Every time you look over there, memories recall what took place over there.
Mrs. O'Connor. She told Rubian that taxi operators are unwilling to take passengers into Cherry Tree Lane.
And for that reason, even this street, how it was so populated with people coming by, you know, they love the bar, sit out. You know how they say, no hang out again. No hanging out, especially down the area, come like ghost town sometime. As night come, everybody try to inside. Yeah, man. Even if I go Mapen, you know, when I go Mapen and to do shopping, I don't make 5 o'clock reach me. No, sir. And when it just happened fresh, no taxi wanted to come in here. When you say Cherry Tree, when you get the taxi, you say, I'm going to Cherry Tree Lane. They're not going there. What I have to do now, we said I'm going 4 bars. But they have to pass Cherry Tree, pick up 4 bars. So when I meet a taxi, I say I'm going 4 bars. So when I reach Cherry Tree Lane, we say 1 stop. Mm-hmm. So this is the kind of atmosphere that live. Mm-hmm. Even after 1 year, you have to say it not change hardly. But we are getting visiting from the different departments. Up to yesterday, they have the health fair, they have things for the children, and that is very good. But the most of it all, if people don't get back the fear of God in them, love your neighbor as yourself. The fear of God has taken time in human race. They don't want to hear nothing about God. Even churches here and services are keeping, and if we make the time to come church, some. But we are just hoping and praying that the time will come, when they come back normal, which I know things do take time to heal. You know, just heal overnight. It's gonna take time. 8 people, and every time you pass there, you call down me call the slaughterhouse.
That's Mrs. O'Connor, a resident of Cherry Tree Lane. That's all the time we have, but just to say to you that if you are in need of grief or trauma counseling, the number 888-639-5433. The UMatter chat line is 876-838-4897. Or if you're a young person, a child or a teenager who needs somebody to talk to, 876-439-5199 or 888-723-3776.
So we're going to leave it for the cover story this afternoon. We're going to make way now for the headlines at 6.
Cover Story was brought to you by Hyundai. Modern, premium, affordable vehicles. The hour was brought to you by KFC Buckets. Let's bucket together with a KFC Family 9, Family 12, Party 15, or Party 21 bucket. Because sharing a bucket with friends tastes finger-licking good.
The time brought to you by Guardian Life. Live secure, live easy is...
6:01.
Nationwide headlines at 6.
Good evening with the headlines at 6. I'm Shalois Michael. Residents of Cherry Tree Lane in Clarendon are still struggling with the fallout of a massacre which claimed the lives of 8 of their neighbors. It's been a year since thugs turned their weapons on the victims, including a 7-year-old boy. Debbie Ann Hamilton Francis, who lost her husband, daughter, and cousin that fateful night, says the memories have never left her mind.
It just hurt all over again. It's like, it can't go away. It just can't go away. Things like this, we never dream of me that really lose so much loved ones. And I know sick, other human beings take them life like this. It hurt me so much. Me devastated. Right now, I just gotta bring me, that's me no eat out a garbage bin. But me literally sick in the brain. It come like the whole body of me a shut down.
An elderly resident, Mrs. O'Connor, who has lived in Cherry Tree Lane since 1980, says nothing compares to what she saw that night.
The worst one that hit me, the little 8-year-old boy lying between a red car, and the tree. All came in, and I said, this little boy, see me, was running to go under the car, was trying to get away. And that doesn't leave my memory. Most of the morning when I wake is a little boy I saw lying. That is a memory. It seems it can't leave me. So take no chance. The fear is still lingering. I'm an elderly person. Every time you look over there, memories recall.
Residents of Cherry Tree Lane. JLP leader Dr. Andrew Holness believes the Jamaican electorate is moving away from the idea of safe seats for political parties. He is vowing to campaign in all 63 constituencies as he seeks a third term in office.
Your constituency is currently held by the opposition.
Not again.
But I want it to be known that we are not writing off any constituency. We are going to be campaigning in every constituency. Yes, we are going to be reaching out to every voter. This notion that somehow there is a certain set of voters who are blind to reason. That notion is steadily being destroyed as the Jamaican electorate matures. This business of that again.
He made the comment while touring Northwest Manchester on Tuesday. The seat is currently held by the PNP's Michael Phillips. The JLP is hoping Damian Young can topple Phillips in what has historically been a safe seat for the PNP. According to Holness, the PNP is up against the government's long list of achievements.
For the first time in our political history, we have a government that has performed so creditably that even those persons who have an inbuilt bias, they have to contend with a high-performing government. And we must take that message to the voters, regardless of what we think their preference or bias is. So we are going to every constituency. We are talking to every voter. We leave nothing for granted. But more than that, it is only respectful that as we seek their support, that we come to them not just with fun and games and gimmicks, but we bring to them the work that we have done and what we commit to doing in the future should they give us the authority to continue.
Prime Minister and the JLP leader Dr. Andrew Holness. Opposition spokesman on energy Philip Paulwell says a future PNP administration will significantly reduce the cost of electricity in the country. It's one of the proposals the party presented to the private sector organization of Jamaica, PSOJ, on Monday.
We have to get the price of electricity down from 40 cents to below 20 cents, and that is from day one. The fact of the matter is that energy costs in Jamaica is far too high. As a result, we have not been able to have sustained growth. We have not been able to have appreciable growth in our economy, and that's the reason why many of our businesses are uncompetitive. The price of electricity being so high affects our consumers. Cost of living has been great as a result, and we have to find a way to bring the cost down.
Paulwell says a PNP government will prioritize reducing electricity theft in order to reduce the overall price of the commodity. He says a new license will also permit operators within special economic zones to generate and distribute electricity.
We've discussed the issue of the special economic zone and the fact that we haven't seen a lot of take-up by investors because of the high cost of electric energy. We want to democratize that and to enable those operators in special economic zones to have the ability to generate and to distribute electricity within the zone, and also to be able to wheel electricity from one location to another. That will encourage more investors in this area. The price of electricity will fall for them. And we believe that shouldn't have to wait until 2027, but to be implemented now.
Philip Paulwell, opposition spokesman on energy. Human rights lobby group Jamaicans for Justice, JFJ, has condemned last Saturday's deadly gun attack on a policeman and his family. The attack claimed the life of the policeman's wife. He and his son remain in hospital in serious condition. Michael Jackson is JFJ's executive director.
It is such a blatant disregard for life. What happened? Our condolences to the officer, and we hope that he will have full recovery and get the necessary support. I don't think words can really express how strong we condemn this violation, and I can't imagine what the JCF family is going through at this time. But on behalf of Jamaicans for Justice, to our officers who are putting their lives at risk daily, continue to be vigilant, be safe, and again, our prayers are with the family.
The police have reported that the two men believed to be the masterminds behind the attack have been killed in separate incidents. Ms. Jackson says she hopes justice is served for the victims.
We take note that two of the persons who are thought to be involved were shot and killed. We do hope as further investigation unfolds that these are the persons who are in fact responsible, so that the family can take some comfort, if you will. But strongest condemnation to this most unfortunate incident.
Michaela Jackson, Executive Director of Jamaicans for Justice. She was speaking on the weekly JFJ-produced show Let's Talk Justice, aired on Nationwide 90 FM on Mondays. Those were the headlines at 6. I'm Shaloy Smikle. Sports is next.
Need fast, reliable delivery? Speed Services has you covered. We offer air freight 2 times weekly and sea freight once a week. Perfect for getting your packages to Jamaica fast. Just visit speedshipja.com. That's speed with 3 E's. Need a bearer, food delivery, or local delivery for your business? Call or text 876-484-8850 and follow us on Instagram at speedshipja. That's speed with 3 E's. Speed Services, where speed meets service.
A+ for back to school? Yep, you can score that. Just grab an A+ back to school loan from Access Financial. Why? Reduced interest rates, duh. Plus, you could win your loan interest free.
That's right. Apply for an A+ back to school loan and you could be entered to win your loan interest free in the Lucky Loans promotion.
From school fees to footwear, uniforms to book lists, we've got you covered.
For back to school, the only thing you need is a reduced rate loan from Access Financial's A+ back to school promotion. Conditions apply.
KFC this summer, we are bucking together. All a vibe with your crew, yeah, we are stay true, the taste is so good. KFC, bucket on the ends with the real one. My island, we are world champion. All of we connect with the KFC. Jamrock celebrate with we. KFC, we are bucking together.
Let's bucket together with KFC. Enjoy a Family 9, Family 12, Party 15, or Party 21 bucket, because sharing a bucket with friends tastes finger-licking good. KFC.
Truth is, HIV affects everyone. Truth is, avoiding care leads to a weaker immune system. That means you could get really sick. The truth is, the hardest pill to swallow isn't the medication. It's the problems that follow when you don't take them. Let's get through this together. Remain in care. You can live life to the fullest with HIV. And that's the truth. A message from the Ministry of Health and Wellness.
Hello, good evening, and welcome to Sports here on Nationwide 90 FM. I'm Wayne Walker. The West Indies broke a 34-year-old drought and beat Pakistan in a one-day international series on Tuesday after an impressive 202-run win at the Brian Lara Stadium in Trinidad in the final game of their 3-match series. Captain Shea Hope belted his 18th one-day century and unbeaten 120 of 97 balls to steer the West Indies to 294 for 6 in their 50 overs. He slammed 10 fours and 3 sixes and shared in an unbroken 6-wicket stand of 110 with Justin Greaves, who weighed in with 43. Evan Lewis, 37, and Ruston Chase at 36 also scored well. Pakistan were then rolled over for 92 in just 29 overs and 2 balls as Jaden Seals bagged the career-best one-day figures of 6 for 18, the third best by a West Indian, and Goda Kashmoti picked up 2 for 37. Salman Agar, 30, and Mohammad Nawaz, 23, were the only Pakistanis into double figures. It was the biggest win by West Indies over a member nation in one-day internationals in the Caribbean, and Shea Hope says this one is for the people of the Caribbean.
I'm extremely proud. I spoke to the guys right after the victory there. We tend to stress on the negatives quite a lot, especially in the Caribbean, but we forget, those great things that we do as a team. We've been creating history for the last couple of seasons. We've been defending home court very nicely. I don't think we lost a series for the last 2 years in the ODI format. So many things that we can shout about, especially as West Indian fans and the team from within. So it's really great to see the guys pulling this one off and creating that history that we always speak about.
Man of the series Seals, who ended the 3 matches with 10 wickets, says for him it was just a matter of replicating what he did in training.
It takes a lot of time, there's a lot of training. The bowling coach insists that we do a lot of bowling in the down times and the camps. He keeps our loads high, but it's paying off for us.
Jaden Seals, the West Indies bagged more rating points towards qualifying for the 2027 World Cup. They're 9th in the standings and must at the very least remain there by the March 31, 2027 cutoff date. The first day of the West Indies Rising Stars Under 19 encounter between Jamaica and the Leeward Islands was abandoned due to rain. The teams are scheduled to meet on today's opening day of competition at a Pier Recreation Ground in Trinidad, but persistent rain forced the officials to call off the day's play. Attempts will be made to start the game on Wednesday, which should have been the final day, weather permitting. In other opening day games, the host Trinidad and Tobago declared on 252 for 8 at the Ancient Alley Park. Barbados 5-1 in reply at stumps. At the National Cricket Centre in Couva, the Windward Islands declared on 281 against the Guyana. That's 281 for 9. Guyana closed the day on 26 for 2 in reply. Jamaica's national 200 meters champion Brian Lavelle and Ashante Moore continue to show superb form going into the World Championships in Japan next month by logging personal best performances at the Istanbul Line Memorial Meeting in Budapest, Hungary on Tuesday. Lavelle sped to a new meet record 19.69 seconds to win the 200 meters, making him the 3rd fastest Jamaican ever over the distance, behind Usain Bolt's world record 19.19 seconds and the 2nd fastest time in history 19.26 seconds by Johan Blake. Lavelle's previous lifetime best was 19.97.
Away they go. Who's showing early? The athletes are Lavelle in 7 and Richardson in 8. The 2 red vests near the outside going really well at the moment. Good bend too by Van Niekerk in 5. Going strongly as Matsoso in lane 3. But look at this run from Brian Lavelle of Jamaica. Steaming away with this one.
2 other Jamaicans, Adrian Carr and Michael Campbell, finished the 6th and 7th in 20.52 and 20.88 seconds respectively. Moore joined Brianna Liston in 14th on the Jamaican all-time list of female 200 meters runners when she sizzled to 22.31 seconds. She shaved 9/100ths of a second off her previous best of 22.40 set last month.
Darryl Neater of Great Britain in lane 8 will gauge her effort off Bishops of Netherlands. The 100 metre new personal best for her could give us some good speed through the first 100 metres. But Darryl Neater flying around the bend at the moment. It's a good bend as well for Moore of Jamaica. It's Moore of Jamaica, a filly trying to come through on the inside. Darryl Neater trying to find something, but Ashanti Moore, the Jamaican champion. Oh, does she hold on? Very, very tight on the line for Ashanti Moore.
Another national champion, Kishane Thompson, was the 3rd Jamaican winner at the meet. He logged 9.95 seconds to win the men's 100 meters. Akeem Blake was 4th in 10.04. Kadrian Golson and Rohan Watson, they backed 6th and 7th in 10.08 and 10.12 seconds respectively.
Oh, there was a bit of a twitch in the blocks there from Kishane Thompson, but he seems to have got away from it. Fast start on the far side from Ronnie Baker, but Kishane Thompson of Jamaica coming through. Strong finish from Assumption.
The women's 100 went to Marie-Josée Chalou of Côte d'Ivoire. She did 10.97 seconds to beat a slew of Jamaicans. Tina Clayton ending 2nd in 10.99. Sherika Jackson 3rd, 11 seconds on the nose. And Shelley and Fraser Price 4th, 11.07. The national record holder, Kieran Nugent, was beaten into 4th in the 100 hurdles in 12.85. Nadine Visser of the Netherlands won in 12.43. Amoy Brown was 5th in 12.88. Akeelia Smith soared 6 meters 67 for 2nd in the women's long jump. Rasheen McDonald, the national record holder and national champion, finished 5th in the men's 400 in 45.12. Sean Bailey was last in 48.38. Hansel Parchment's 13.24, good enough for 2nd in the 110 meters high hurdles. Orlando Bennett was 5th in 13.32. A 7-member contingent from Jamaica's senior men's basketball team is held up in Mexico City in the midst of a torrential rain that's affecting air travel. The team was preparing to depart Mexico after successfully securing their ticket to the FIBA Basketball World Cup qualifiers in Qatar in November. Jamaica beat Puerto Rico and Costa Rica but lost to Mexico to finish second in their group. And the assistant coach Rohan Robinson spoke with Nationwide Sports on Tuesday and described the current situation in Mexico.
Well, we have been to locate a flight, and it's the airport is in chaos. We have looked at that flight because there's a lot of flights that has been cancelled. And there are several huge hotels inside the airport, and the airport is very big, you know. So we got a good night's rest. The airline take care of your 3 meals, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. We did that. So we're just waiting on the flight. We should have been on a 7:15 flight this morning, and that was canceled. There's another one, and that was canceled. So we have a 7:15 p.m. flight that we should go on to get to Miami. And then from Miami, we would catch another flight tomorrow to get back to Jamaica.
Jamaica will play in Group B at the qualifiers against the likes of Canada, the Bahamas, and Puerto Rico in a home and away format. Coach Robinson explained that the cohesiveness of this current setup is the main contributor to the team's recent success.
Well, the area that I'm pleased about, the chemistry that the team has, everybody's surprised the chemistry. And I told them I saw what was happening in the last year. Went to El Salvador 2 years ago, right after the pandemic. And it was unfortunately that we didn't have our senior players to get that lead with a fall short by 2 points.
That's Rohan Robinson. Finally, in sports at this time, former West Ham United striker Mikel Antonio says he never considered retirement following his horrific car crash last year and insists he still has a lot left to give. Antonio was involved in a serious car crash last December, which left him unable to play for the remainder of the last campaign. He has since left West Ham, but says he's still looking to further his playing career and in his talks with clubs over his next move. The 35-year-old says he still has the desire to represent Jamaica at the World Cup finals.
100%. It was one of the first things I wanted to do for Jamaica. Last time they were in the World Cup was 1998. To be able to get Jamaica into the World Cup again would be amazing. Obviously, more additions of teams to the club. We're now 6 games away from being qualifying, and the 6 games is very doable for us.
And more than playing at the World Cup, he wants to score there.
100%. Obviously, I was the very first player to score in the Copa America for Jamaica not long ago. So I'll hopefully manage to get one for Jamaica in the World Cup.
Mikel Antonio. Tony might not have decided on his next club yet, but he has landed a job as part of the punditry team for TNT Sport for next season's Premier League in England. That's sports.
For all your scales and food processing equipment, call Advanced Scales and Equipment Limited at 876-968-9612-5. The time by Advanced Scales and Equipment Limited is
6:21.
GPS! Keep it cool. Summertime hot, but we have all the tools. Keep it cool. Enough ways to see it, you just have to choose. Stay out of the fridge, just use a igloo. Remember your Kisco ice and the juice. If an AC combo, yeah, I hit that. AC for a bit, then up and after that. Keep it cool. This summer JPS have all the tools. Keep you cool with JPS. Download the JPS app today.
Getting ready for school is as easy as KB. Shop at Kingston Bookshop between July 14 to September 6, 2025 for your chance to win big in our back-to-school promotion. Spend just $5,000 before GCT, shop online or in-store, and you could win $150,000 in cash, an HP laptop, or a Samsung Galaxy Tab A9. It's back to school the easy way, only at KB. Authorized under Section 58.3 of the Betting, Gaming and Lotteries Act.
Short-sightedness, the inability to see well in the distance, is on the rise and is affecting millions of children worldwide, increasing their risk of serious eye conditions later in life. At IQ Optical, we're proud to lead the fight against short-sightedness with revolutionary Maya Smart therapeutic lenses, specifically designed for young eyes. This month only, your child can receive a free second pair of our revolutionary lenses. Help protect your child's vision today. Visit IQ Optical, where clarity never looked sharper.
Want to save money and still protect your engine? Get Chevron Supreme Sin Blend Motor Oil, the blue bottle with a silver stripe. Now upgraded to synthetic blend, so your engine runs cleaner, longer, and stronger. Now available island-wide at service stations and leading auto parts stores. Ask for Chevron Motor Oil, your favorite blue bottle with a silver stripe. That's Chevron Sin Blend, your engine good friend.
Public Opinion is brought to you by Cleasing Industrial Supplies Limited, Industrial Automation and Control Solutions.
Good evening, and welcome to Public Opinion. I'm Robianne Williams, a special one to our friends over on our YouTube platform. Big up on yourself. I hope you all are well. We ask you to weigh in live in the comment section on today's Public Opinion. It's the season, the election season, campaigning season, manifesto, left, right, and center. Yeah? Let us see what will be happening. The People's National Party will launch its 2025 election manifesto this evening under the theme Mission Jamaica Love, a People's Pledge to Country. The event is scheduled for 7 this evening, and it's expected to outline the party's blueprint for governance should it win the September 3 general election. Now, in reacting to the PNP's planned manifesto launch, Chairman of the JLP's Manifesto Committee, Senator Kamina Johnson-Smith, says the opposition has no concept of how to put forward credible plans that are properly funded. Yeah, Senator Johnson-Smith says the JLP's manifesto is ready and that the document will take plans for the improvement of the country to another level. So in the grandest scheme of things, in Public Opinion this evening, we're asking, how important are election manifestos to you? It makes sense? Does it not make sense? All right. So I'm going to go to our comments on our Facebook, Instagram, and X platform before I go to my YouTubers. And to the question, how important are election manifestos to you? Joel Michael Levy is saying, after living through the PNP miserable years, I personally will use their past as my manifesto. And he's saying, as for this Andrew Holness-led administration, 1 p.m. is a visionary leader. Prince Wellington is saying, it's very important if one side show his renunciation certificate. All right, wow. That went down the rabbit hole. Bad English is saying, election manifestos are important but don't determine my vote, as they often contain unrealistic promises. Nowadays, people prioritize actions over mere commitments. For Neil Henry, he's saying, not very important. By the time the manifesto is published, I would have had the whole 5-year election cycle to make my assessment of how the parties are doing. Guinness Barking is saying, I used to determine whether what is being proposed can work realistically. It is a measure of what was offered in the past from the parties. Carlington Bartley is saying, it's good to have a plan. Anyone can have one. There are things like COVID-19 that no one can plan for. What's important to me, Carlington Bartley, is the team that demonstrate they can rise to any occasion. Yeah? According to Dama Romes, should be important, but they're uncosted proposals. Let me see if I can get in some more from SRCC Worldwide. No significance to me, especially in a Jamaican context. What is seen, written on paper, is not always the case in reality. Hence, I look for action and not a bag of writing. Okay. Philip Jackson saying manifesto is important, but they must be realistically achievable, prudent, and credible, not to woodwink voters. Unrealistic promise make fools rejoice. And he's saying that truth matters. Say what you mean and mean what you say. For Natalie Winter, how important are election manifestos to her? She's saying that they give me a guide to the direction of the political party and their progress and plans for the future. She says a fair estimate of manifesto importance. All right. Clifton Ricardo Russell saying, not that important. It's about who can use more words, and one party is a better wordsmith than the other. Hashtag time come. Hashtag mark out. Okay, up here. Hashtag. Audley Philip is saying election manifestos are much like promises that men make to women. What you're not saying to me? Audley Philip? The truth must come. The truth must come forth, Let me read this one again. I particularly like this one. Audley Philip says, election manifestos are much like promises that men make to women. Sounds good and used as a tool to get you something, but it is seldom implemented. I think I like that one. Okay. Dennis Fort is saying manifesto has absolutely no use to people who are die-hearted. Whichever party they are die-hearted to, that party will still get their vote, even if the party don't have no plan and is doing nothing for them in their constituency. I kind of agree with this one too. Liberance is saying we hold the JLP accountable for all their failed promises. Douglas is saying it's not important. Okay. All right. Moving on to our Instagram platform where J3Ts is saying, for me, the manifesto is very important because it shows vision for me and my family and what makes sense and workable from what doesn't. Titch is saying an election manifesto is a crucial document in a democratic process, serving as a public declaration of a political party's intention and policy proposals if they were to win an election. Miss Boss Byfield is saying, not at all action we want, not in Jamaica. We don't vote on manifestos historically. But for me, I love to read, so I will attempt to read. But it doesn't make sense. I'm not wasting my time. Philip King is saying, very, very crucial plans. What I want to see for the country. Willie Ryan Wilson said, very important. I take pride in reading them, but I think they need to do more to reach people who do not like to read. Yeah, you have to do more because not many Jamaicans are reading those manifestos. But yeah, to hold each government accountable, it makes sense. How important are election manifestos to you? I switch gears now to our YouTubers. Let's hear what our YouTubers have to say about this one. Frano is saying no need. I'm not sure if that's related to the pub-up. Banner Bamford is saying a manifesto is neither here nor there for me. PB saying guess the debates will be based on the manifestos. Godfrey Smith saying manifestos, the book of promises, political parties have no intention to fulfill. It's not important to me. Yeah, and he's saying that he works off of track records and achievement. Yeah. San Juan, elections are very important. People where I am are having a FAFO, fear of missing, is that fear of missing out moment after an election? Jamaicans take notes, or FAFO. Okay. Let's see. Karen Gordon is saying, with the performance of this Andrew Holness-led government, I can safely say that's the manifesto I'm working with. Marlene P is saying PNP manifesto is too late. Okay. Let's see. The PNP problem is that they talk too much. Darn fool. Okay. All right, Banner Bramford. I see you. Let me see if I can get in a few more of these comments. The Muse is saying manifestos are important as long as you're not using it as a visa to Gordon House. Most importantly, tell us how you're going to fund some of these promises, says Donovan Combury. Okay, Fran. Thank you so much, Fran, for pointing what that out means to me. Okay. Yeah. Wow. Let me see. A political party track record of achievements is enough for me, says Donovan Phillips. How many Jamaicans are going to read a manifesto full of promises and after election it's in the bin? Yeah? Sharon Bless says, you're right to leave that one out. Oh, okay. The man promising woman something that never happened. Okay. All right. Sharon Bless, I see you. It's a blueprint. It's important, says Seymour Barkley. Let me see what political analyst has to say. He's questioning how many voters read manifestos. How many of us who vote
actually read the manifesto. Shelley Clark is saying the country is going in the right direction. I don't need a manifesto from the PNP. Okay. Let me see. Yeah, I track records are what I use to vote, says Sandra. Seeing is believing. Seeing is believing. Manifesto slows the citizens, holds the writers accountable. All right. Let's wait, let's hear and see what becomes of these manifestos. Yeah, it's the political season. It's the heightened political season. Election on September 3. That's all for the public opinion. The business report is up next.
Public opinion was brought to you by Cleasing Industrial Supplies Limited, Industrial Automation and Control Solutions.
Drive the most exciting new vehicles in Jamaica. Schedule your 2024 Ford Ranger pickup or Ford Everest 7-seater SUV test drive now. Call or visit KIG today.
The time by KIG is
6:33.
Visit Marshall's Pharmacy, Greater Portmore for all your prescription needs, gifts, personal care, household and stationery items. The temperature by Marshall's Pharmacy, Greater Portmore is
31 degrees Celsius in Kingston, 30 out west in Montego Bay. Hello, good evening, and welcome to Nationwide's Business Report. I'm Robianne Williams. Ex-owner Elon Musk has threatened Apple with legal action after claiming it had made it impossible for apps to compete with ChatGPT maker OpenAI in its App Store. He called OpenAI boss Sam Altman a liar after Altman claimed Musk used his platform to benefit himself and his own companies. The row is the latest flashpoint in what is an ongoing feud between the billionaires who co-funded OpenAI but now fiercely compete after Musk left the firm. Apple announced a partnership with ChatGPT in June 2024, but there's no suggestion Apple favors one app over the other, and several rival AI apps such as DeepSeek and Perplexity have topped the App Store charts since then. U.S. inflation held steady in July despite import tariffs bolstering bets that the Federal Reserve may cut interest rates next month. Latest official figures showed that consumer prices rose 2.7% in the year to July, the same pace as in June, as lower energy costs offset price rises for items such as coffee, tomatoes, and tools. Analysts said the relatively contained pace of price rises could bolster the case for the U.S. Central Bank to lower borrowing costs. And finally, in the currency markets at the close of trading today, it cost 161 Jamaican dollars and 17 cents to buy $1 US, 215 Jamaican dollars and 84 cents to buy £1 British pound, and 117 Jamaican dollars and 47 cents to buy the Canadian dollar. That's the business report. I'm Robianne Williams. Good evening.
Since 1995, we've been your go-to source for everything related to billiards, amusement machines, and electronics. With locations at 1A Lindsay Terrace, Kingston 10, and the Village Plaza, Big Bridge, Savannah Lamar, we offer top-quality pool table parts and accessories, cutting-edge gaming machines, and more. We also specialize in assembly, sales, and service of amusement machines. We provide unmatched customer service, expert solutions, and products tailored to your needs. Who are we? We are Eclipse Enterprise. Telephone 876-960-3891.
Plug into the sun with Peak Energy Solutions. We are your affordable provider for everything solar. Grid tie or off-grid solar P systems, solar air conditioners, panels, lithium batteries, solar supplies, and installation. Visit us at Shop 1, 3 Mosquito Valley Road, Red Hills, St. Andrew. Call 876-279-8820 or 944-0668. Or email us at peakenergysolutionsja@gmail.com. Peak Energy for everything solar.
You know what's sweet? The new pack Sweet Living promotion. Win great prizes. Living room set, or bedroom set, or kitchen appliance set, plus 2 consolation prizes of AC units. Send in 5 new pack labels or a receipt. Labels must belong to at least the new pack canned beans or peas, new pack ketchup, and new pack oil categories. Fill out the tagline. New pack, more than just value. Place your entry in one of the drop boxes at participating outlets. Enter by mail or online at newpackjamaica.com. Time to live sweet. Enter the new pack Sweet Living promotion, July 13th to September 6th. See the press for more details. Authorized under Section 58.3 of the Betting, Gaming and Lotteries Act.
Are you ready to pursue undergraduate studies but you are unsure of what to study and where? Choose the internationally accredited University of the Commonwealth Caribbean UCC. We offer on-campus and online undergraduate programs in marketing, business administration, information technology, HR management, finance management, and more. Apply now at ucc.edu.jm or call 906-3000 or visit any of our campuses island-wide. UCC, fostering leadership and innovation.
Want to save money and still protect your engine? Get Chevron Supreme Sin Blend Motor Oil, the blue bottle with a silver stripe. Now upgraded to synthetic blend, so your engine runs cleaner, longer, and stronger. Now available island-wide at service stations and leading auto parts stores. Ask for Chevron Motor Oil, your favorite blue bottle with a silver stripe. That's Chevron Sin Blend, your engine good friend.
Nationwide 90 FM is hitting the road to St. Anne on August 13. Join us from 2 to 4 p.m. live as we broadcast straight from the grand opening and official handover of the brand new water system. Feel the excitement as the taps turn on, speeches are made, and the community celebrates this life-changing moment. We'll bring you the sights, the sounds, and the stories right from the heart of the action. So tune in to Nationwide 90 FM, Wednesday, August 13 from 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. It's the grand opening and official handover of the brand new water system in St. Anne. Catch the live stream on our YouTube channel at Nationwide 90 FM Live 2. All this and more only on Nationwide 90 FM, the new revolution in media. This broadcast is brought to you by the National Water Commission.
Track and Field's global showpiece heads back to Asia for its 2025 staging. The World Athletics Championships from Tokyo, Japan is live on Nationwide 90 FM. September 13 to 21.
Great start from Seville, who's got a little bit of a march on Noel Lyles. Seville's going to win this. Brilliant race. He even has time to salute.
How will the Jamaicans stack up? The likes of Kishane, Oblique, Nikisha, Tina, Sherika, and Lavelle all seeking podium spot.
Really good running on the near side too from Tia Clayton. Tia Clayton takes it there.
And the world will say goodbye to Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce.
Watch for Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce.
She brings the curtain down on her 18-year career. She goes back to where it all started.
And she's going to do it. Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce.
Live every moment from the World Athletics Championships from Tokyo, Japan, September 13 to 21 live with a kind of coverage only Nationwide 90 FM provides.
Do you have a consumer-related issue? Want to learn more about matters concerning you as a consumer? Well, keep it locked to Nationwide 90 FM for the Consumer Hour with me, Nora Gay Banton, weekdays from 9 to 10 a.m. For all your consumer-centric matters, stay tuned to the Consumer Hour on Nationwide 90 FM, a revolution in media.
You hear, say Nationwide back to school fair get pushed back to August 23?
What? Push back? Lord, man, me need ready if you go Harmony Beach Park, you know.
Yeah, man, but them push it back to make it bigger and better. More vibes, more giveaways, and more things for everybody enjoy.
So tell me something, the book swaps still go on?
Yes, man. Still bring the books the kids don't need, and them can swap it for the ones them can use. Plus, them are gonna have health screening, school supplies for buy, banks and location, and enough giveaways.
Alright, me like the sound of that. But anything else I want?
Then no must. Me here say them have domino tournament, scavenger hunt, and beer things for the whole family. So make sure you register.
Register? So how me have to go register now if you go in if it's free?
Because once you register, you automatically get entered to win the grand prize in the special raffle.
Me have to go call up some of my friends them cause we can't miss this. So tell me now, what the new date?
August 23, same place, Harmony Beach, Montego Bay, from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Nationwide 90 FM's Back to School Fair. Bigger, better, and full of vibes.
The NNN Back to School Fair is brought to you by KFC, Massey Distribution Jamaica Limited, Cozy Corner, Phoenix Vision Center, the Jamaica Public Service, the Jamaica Customs Agency, the Urban Development Corporation, Friends of the Mayor's Parlor, JTA Credit Union, Stewart's Automotive, J&J Pharmacy, Hospitan, Budget Car Rental, and Digital Foundation.
Hi there. Here's some good news for these trying times. Quote, "By God's word, I can see where I'm going. They throw a beam of light on my dark path." Unquote. Psalm 119, verse 105. Listen for God's word weekdays at 5:45 a.m. and 12:55 p.m. through
Oasis. Stop by for a refreshing drink and share a God perspective for the day.
Oasis. Weekdays 5:45 a.m. and 12:55 p.m. right here on Nationwide, a revolution in media.
The rebroadcast of the Oasis can be heard weekdays at 5:45 a.m.
If it's in the public's interest, it's the nation's business during Nationwide at 5. The nation's business.
Elevate your knowledge in the world of healthcare and pharmaceuticals at the 40th Annual Pharmaceutical Conference. The innovative conference is back and better than ever under the theme Pharmacists Leading the Future for Sustainable Healthcare. Join Nationwide 90 FM from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. with Talk Up Youth and Design Studio on September 6th as we broadcast live from Princess Grand, Jamaica in the Grill. Catch the live stream on our YouTube channel at Nationwide 90 FM Live 2. Join us for the most anticipated pharmaceutical conference of the year, only on Nationwide 90 FM, the new revolution in media. This broadcast is brought to you by the Pharmaceutical Society of Jamaica.
Public opinion.
Stop this foolish about this GLP and PMP business. We are a Jamaican.
Different people.
It's not a matter of a GLP or a PMP. I think it's more like where it is that you think you're comfortable, what support you can afford to make the country better.
Different views.
Most entertainers, they're not amenable to management, so the only thing that can ultimately structure them is the court and the prison.
Public opinion. The voice of the people at 6:25 p.m. weekdays during Nationwide at 5. Tune into Nationwide at 6:25 p.m. for Public Opinion, where the people's views matter.
Public Opinion is brought to you by Cleasing Industrial Supplies Limited, Industrial Automation and Control Solutions.
Good evening. 14 minutes going up to 7 o'clock. This is Nationwide at 5. Thank you so much for joining us on Nationwide at 5 and as well our YouTube channel, Nationwide 90 FM. I'm Cliff Hughes.
Oh, you turned Cliff Hughes earlier. You were Cliff.
I am Cliff.
Oh.
Always be Cliff.
Oh, I see. Well, I'm still Ricardo Brooks, and I've been Ricardo Brooks.
Mm-hmm. Young people are said to be the largest growing block of potential voters. They are said to be energetic, outspoken, and unafraid to demand change.
Now, as Jamaica heads towards its next general election, the youth vote could be the deciding factor in who leads the country. So what do young Jamaicans really want from their leaders? Are the political parties truly ready to deliver?
For that discussion, we're being joined by public commentator Suella Anglin, communication strategist Rajay Danvers, and president of Generation 2000, Shane Kerr. Is it Kerr or Carr? What do you say?
It's Carcliff.
Okay, good. All right, welcome. Good evening.
Good evening.
Good
Hi,
evening.
everyone. Thanks for having me.
All right, so Langley, let me start with you, the rose among thorns. When you look at politics now, let me start by asking one word that comes to mind.
I want to say exciting.
Okay.
Exciting right now. Yeah.
And does that excitement translate into you wanting to be a part of the process or just observe and think, okay, a vibe?
I mean, I think it's moving people to want to participate, what that participation looks like. I think we can break it down in different levels, but I do think the kind of energy that we have coming up for this election, it definitely moves people to want to be involved in the conversation. And I think, if you've just been looking, whether it be across social media, like the kind of videos that people are, uploading on Instagram and TikTok or YouTube, or wherever you look, a lot of those people in those videos are young people. Mm-hmm. And, they're actively talking about, their party. They're talking about their party plans. They're talking about the importance of voting, go out and vote, and the kind of things that they want to be delivered. So I definitely say the participation looks different depending on where you look, but people, especially young people, are definitely participating more.
And I think that's true, Rajay, because I do see certainly younger people looking younger than me, making a lot of videos and seemingly more engaged on the issues. But we've always been told that the young are apathetic, that they don't, when election day come, they're not really going to go. They just want to be a part of the excitement. Is that what you pick up when you speak to your peers?
Certainly, agreeing to the listeners. I agree with you. Young people are of the notion. When I see that my grandmother has been voting, my mother has been voting, and not much change has happened over the years, the reasonable conclusion that I must draw is that this process isn't working for me. So we move from the excitement to practical, pragmatic solutions in my own personal life, seeing it in my yard, seeing it in my community. Am I really seeing that change? I think we're not seeing it. I think we see the grandstanding of politicians in Parliament and the excitement that the show, perhaps that I think young people recognize it's a show, and we're not seeing it. We're not seeing it in our pocket. We're not feeling it when we decide to order things on Amazon or from Shein or from anywhere else. We're not getting a sense of when we go to the supermarket. We can't buy the tickets and go in VIP sections at the different entertainment places, and so it leaves us to say, this is not for me. Mm-hmm. And then the wider conversation is of truth and facts. Can I trust this person who I have not seen before than a time when they need my attention for my vote to make decisions on my behalf?
Lots to unpack there, Cliff. Let me stay with it for a second. Because, Rajay, we hear that, for example, and let me reel off the big ones that the government and the PNP, they've been championing. So the government says 42% reduction in major crime, which certainly murders. 3.3%, is it? Unemployment rate. Mm-hmm. The economy on a stable footing. Mm-hmm. Infrastructure in terms of roads and access to things like water and that kind of a thing. Those are the big ticket items that this administration is campaigning on, and they say we have been the one to deliver it. But you're saying not quite sure if you can trust it?
I'm saying that sensible Jamaican young people recognize and hear over and over that rhetoric. I'm saying on behalf of the Jamaican young people that we want to feel and see the change. So we see and we hear the macroeconomical gains that are happening. But however, and we are employed. But how many of us we are employed, but we're also underemployed? Many of us who have a job would desire more pay. Many of us in our jobs would desire to take a vacation outside of the country to Punta Cana and not having to save for months. We want that reality. We understand, I dare say, we understand that it takes time. But some of us are disappointed that it has taken that long. And so the onus is on the governance machinery to show us that as you balance the books up high, there is some level of change below at the same time. I don't know how they can do it. I'm not the one to ask. But I think that is what we want to see. We want to see the big, so crime fighting, so crime is going down. And how does it correlate to my day-to-day reality? How can we...
You know, Rajay, I think you have put your fingers on something which I want. I'm the oldest in this discussion. Let me declare at 63.
Bugs. Didn't think they didn't even declare that.
Let me declare that. Because Rajay and then Shane and then Suel, listening to you, Rajay, what I find with our young people today, and you expressed it, you are not connecting the dots between the need to bring down crime and get what I call the peace dividends from crime, a lower crime rate. Let me give you an example. Parts of this country are locked down effectively when the sun goes down because of the fear of crime, the murder rates that were running amok. Yeah? Entertainment. And I go there because you're a young man. Entertainment is big for you guys. But people don't do enough entertainment, and the spend that goes with it, the job creation that goes with it, because of high crime levels. But you young people are not thinking and making that connection between lower crime rates, is going to unlock more resources, so that you can better enjoy yourself. You can get the money, the resources to pay for your education, and then to give you that education for you to upskill so that you're not underemployed, as you say, or you become more productive so employers of labor and deployers of capital can earn more so that you can earn more. We're missing that.
Absolutely. I think you put it perfectly. By age, I should say Mr. Hughes.
No, Cliff is fine.
Right. I think you put it perfectly. So the onus of connecting the dots is not only the responsibility of the citizenry, and in this regard, the youth. That connecting of the dot needs to be, the communication needs to be reinforced. So I agree with you. That and unfortunately, our generation, we want it quick, we want it fast, we want it snappy. And we see the thrust of political parties trying to do that. There is an effort. My challenge
but Rajay, it sounds like you want, it sounds to me at 37, and I still consider myself young, even though Cliff will challenge that. But it sounds to me that you're expecting a government or an opposition or the governance structure to frankly be all things to all people. You want them to at once deliver the results, communicate them to you in an appropriate way, get you involved, get you engaged. At what point do young people, myself, Bugs, Dana, all of us here, and you, Suel, Shane, at what point do we now have to seek out the information, educate ourselves, and make the links Cliff's talking about?
Well, I'm glad you touched on that point. It has been one of the tasks that G2K has been taking on over the past couple of months. The first two speakers spoke of young people more interested in the excitement of politics and less wanting to be involved. I tend to take a different view. I've seen where that is being shifted over the past, few months, few years, where young people more and more want to be a part of the process. And there are a number of factors that contributed to that. While we keep talking about some of the initiatives and some of the policies being implemented, we realize, and I've seen it, I've heard it from young people in my going around the constituencies having these discussions, that young people more and more realize that some of these initiatives are very much youth-centric, and they are the ones that will be benefiting. So Cliff, you spoke about connecting the dots, and it's one of the issues that I've spoken about it in different interviews, that we have not reached the point as we ought to, where a man or a young woman can connect with that. How does a policy that is being put in place that we talk about affects their day-to-day life? And it is one of the tasks that we have taken on in going in these communities. We have two programs, one called the Community Connect, one called the Campus Connect, where we go in these communities. Yes, there's social media, but you'll find even on social media, a lot of young people are more interested in the comments, the exciting comments, and stray away from the substance or the information that is being presented. So we go to them. And this is just part of one of the initiatives that we have taken on to ensure that young people understand and make these connects, how it affects their day-to-day life. We look at areas of job creation. And yes, everybody wants to get more pay. Mm-hmm. But we also have to try and get persons to understand that it won't happen overnight. And you mentioned that, a lot of persons have a high expectation of the government to be everything to everybody, which is a fact. It's a reality. Everybody wants that. And the more the government, the achievements are gained. Mm-hmm. If an achievement is made, say, for example, among the police force, there's another group that expects that their group must be tended to. And so there are things that will take time, but I believe, and I've seen it, that young people more and more want to be a part of the process.
Yes, and it's good that they want to be a part of the process, but I think it begins even before that,
Yeah.
Frankly, we have been doing a pretty bad job of educating our people. People like Rajay, Suel, and yourself, Shane, the education that we've been offering, yes, is not training them to be critical thinkers. Yes? So they don't understand you can't get more pay without producing the goods and services that others will demand, to stimulate demand. So, and it's a human thing. You leave university at 24, 23, and you want the house in 2 years, and you want to drive the Porsche in a year. Yeah? And you're not connecting the dots to say, but where's it going to come from? Who is producing the goods and services that are in demand so that you can earn more? Yeah? So what do? We get frustrated, we become apathetic, or we jump on a plane and we go to, America. That is now being shut down because Trump's America don't want you.
Up on a time signal, and then I want to bring Suel back in because I happen to know she has studied this matter of political communication and outreach.
Truth is, you can live life to the fullest with HIV. This time signal is brought to you by the Ministry of Health and Wellness. The time is...
It's 7 o'clock. A spirited discussion on this matter of the youth vote, youth apathy, and what will happen on September 3. Public commentator Suel Anglin, communication strategist Rajay Danvers, and the president of Generation 2000, the young professional arm of the governing JLP, G2K, that's Generation 2000, Shane Carr, is with us. Suel, this matter of communication, because I think Rajay is onto something about how governments, opposition, how they communicate with young people. Do you think that could be part of the problem?
I mean, most definitely. And I think one of the things I said it maybe about a month or two ago online, is that while I do appreciate that a lot of the burden should be on, us as a citizens to make sure that we're informed, and when, there's a report published, we try to read and, we try to listen to the news as much as we can. But I also do think that political coverage actors.
So, hello.
We lost her?
It seems as if we lost Suel.
Yeah. Rajay?
Yes, I'm here.
Yeah, right. So let me pick up with you on the communication point. Now, so what more do you think the political parties can do? Because I see they try the dubs, the Prime Minister wear him Clarks, youngsters call him Bro God, we call Mark Golding Marky G. So I see the effort at outreach to the young people, and it's not working. So what more do you want to see from them to engage young people?
Well, Ricardo, the truth is that the tone of the political and the governance messaging must be guided by trust and a genuine sense of engagement. And I find that young people disengage when the message becomes hollow. So I would want to see a more political marketing that aims to build trust and loyalty. That is not just, I give this anecdote. You want to be consistently doing things in your relationship that you've always been doing to get the attention of your partner. The hope is that government communicates consistently and shows all the reason why they are supposed to be the one that should lead consistently, not just at the time when the election is going to happen. It's a perennial issue with administrations. But, we want to be rigorous and deliberate all the time and genuine.
But where in the world does that happen, Raji? Where in the world does that happen? Where in the world can you point to, again, I go back to the phrase, all things to all people? Where are we seeing that?
We have seen the consistency of Donald Trump. Donald Trump has been consistent in his rhetoric since the day he went up to become president of the United States of America. We cannot be shocked by Donald Trump today, can we?
So you want bombast and hype?
No. I'm speaking about the consistency of the political rhetoric. I go back, Donald Trump has shown himself who he was since he went on the political stage.
So in other words, and I've heard Joe Biden criticize him for this. You want a government that is effectively campaigning for 4 years, because that's the criticism of Donald Trump, that he never stops campaigning.
I think what we have not been exposed to is consistent, deliberate communication strategy.
Guys,
and I think that's the ubiquitous challenge that we're facing. The communication is a consistent process that happens over and over. I'm not talking about campaigning. I'm talking about, I say I'm going to do this when I'm elected. I'm working to do this. I am going to do this. I have not done this because I'm doing this instead, but I'm working towards this. And by the way, I said I was going to do this, but guess what? I'm not able to do this because I prioritize this. That's simply what I'm saying. Consistent, clear communication so one can appreciate that the road in front of the yard don't patch because the money that I get to patch the road, I have to repurpose it because a pipe busts on the main road, I have to use it instead. And I have to wait an additional money to get it done. That's simply what I'm saying.
Point taken, Raji. However, I think it is the problem we're having in terms of the young voter apathy is more fundamental. More problem or a consistency problem. Yeah? And let me tell you how. We have too many youngsters coming out of our institutions of learning whose values are not aligned with the demands of Jamaica today. Those values are largely driven by transactions. All about being transactional. What they can get now. Yeah. Not what they are prepared for in terms of the world of work. Not what they are skilled for. It is about me want my car today. Yeah? And if me have got chop, I got chop feet. The values are totally misaligned. And I think that is a fundamental problem. Yeah?
I agree with you, Cliff. And since you're the most mature one here, whose responsibility was it to guide the moral
Thank
of
you.
the nation?
Very good question. That's where the home, family, caregivers, parents, yeah? 2, the schools, the education system, yes? Those are the 2 ecosystems that must be ready, able to impart and instill those values. And frankly, those are or have been adrift with their own problems for far too long. You have too many youngsters being raised by absentee parenting or parents, yeah, who really don't have anybody inside the house to guide and to say, hell no. You're not going to get that pair of sneakers because what? You need a general science book.
Or more mature, as Rajay calls it. Listeners are weighing in. I'll read this one. Youngsters can see the dots of good roads to Portland and the fact that it means economic growth and trade expansion, job creation and skills development, improved access to essential services, tourism development, national integration, and reduced regional disparities. That's one comment. Suel, before we lost you, you were making a point.
Yeah. And I think what I was saying, I'm not sure how far you lost me in it, but I'll just try to make it short. And I was listening to the conversation, and I think in some cases I beg to differ, because I remember I hated the budget debates. Like, I will watch anything else, but when it comes to the budget, the 4 numbers and econ, this and GDP, like, you lost me. Mm-hmm. And I remember when Nigel, he did his first presentation, and I said, boy, me just not getting at this, like, it's just boring and long. Mm-hmm. And then I remember his second budget presentation, he came with charts, and he had his little props, and he broke the information down in a way where not only I was able to better understand, because I don't have any econ background or any of that, so I'm just like the basic of the basic when it comes to that sort of thing. And I was able to pay attention for that entire budget debate. I was able to understand. I was able to tweet what I understood from what he was saying. And I think Nigel was able, that's one of the things I really loved about him, that he was able to communicate these difficult things in a way where anybody could understand what he was saying. And I think that allowed me, and I know many other people, because, you know, when we're tweeting and everybody talking, I know that a lot of people appreciated him for how he was able to take us on that journey with him and help us to understand as citizens, yes, there no new taxes, but this little threshold will go up, and it might not go up by enough, but you will be able to make this little extra amount a month, and so with that extra amount a month, you can decide what you're going to do with it. And I think Andrew is also sort of like that, and I really appreciated how he communicated at the rally. And I think the example he gave with the student loan with the teachers thing, I won't go into the entire explanation because I'm sure everybody heard. But how he was able to bring that point across. I was in the gym the other day, and somebody came to me, and he was saying, boy, what are is a customer at the gym about politics, but, so I'm really hear Andrew, I'm really understand, and I threw him a talk, And so I think political actors can take that approach, try to make the information as simple as possible. When you're talking to all of us, when you're in your local meeting, sure, you can use the big fancy words and the big terms, but when you're communicating to the masses, it is important that we try to make the information as simplified as possible, because we have to remember not everybody has a master's degree or one in English or whatever.
And so I think you have said something that I agree with. And let me put it this way, though. I've been watching politicians and our political leaders since about 1974, 75, long before any of you here were born. Yeah. And one of the things I must say, there was a time in Jamaica when our political leaders had the real ability to teach and to inspire and to break down the things that you speak of, Suel. But unfortunately, we're losing that. Too many of the frontline politicians today do not have that ability anymore to communicate in a way that can teach, simplify, and inspire. You can count virtually on one hand, those who have that ability now. All you hear most of them do, go up on a stage and say, show, our power. And frankly, that is not enough. That's not good enough. Too many of them cannot explain, process, and break down, make the connections of which I spoke earlier.
Yeah.
And we are suffering as a result. The people are.
Well, so if I agree with you that there much room for improvement. But I even go back to a point that you made earlier that it's going to take a holistic approach in managing the expectation of our young people, the overnight expectations. I remember, and I'll give you an example. I remember when Minister Matthew Samuda started, doing the examinations on some of the pipes, etc. And when he came out and he explained that, listen, some of the pipes that we found under the ground, it just wasn't workable. We have to go in and we have to dig this up and we have to replace it, etc. There were a lot of persons arguing and cussing. Mm-hmm. So there are some of the things, Sir Hughes, that, as you rightly said, some of the things it takes it home, it will take the schools, it will take some of our social groups, etc. With a holistic approach, because it's going to be a culture shift that it needs. So I've seen improvement in especially some of the ministries. There, the Ministry of Agriculture, where I see the use of technology being used to communicate, and a lot of our youth have gravitated to that. I've seen it in the Ministry of Works as well, in the Ministry of Health. So there are areas that improvements have been made, but there's always room for improvement. And I think that needs to be addressed as well.
Yes. Good.
I just want to chime in real quick to Carter to say, I think one of the broad things that we would love to see for the new government, what our government is to, I think members of parliament and ministers of government, they need to be trained. They need to be trained how to speak effectively. Media training needs to be a requirement, because it is really important when a minister goes before the country to explain an issue and there are stratas of society who are just not getting it. So I think we need to look at that. For all our members of parliament and for especially ministers of government.
I'm going to, a YouTuber has asked me to ask all four of you if you know the name Carlton Alexander.
I don't know who that is.
Sure?
I don't think so.
I don't know who that is.
Carlton Alexander was the man who led Grace Kennedy, one of our leading private sector conglomerates, into real profitability and leadership in Jamaica. He became, while he was head of Grace, one of the founding members of the private sector organization of Jamaica back in 1975. And he became a titan, a captain of business in Jamaica. Yes? Had a huge reputation. When Carlton Alexander spoke, Jamaica listened. Yeah? He's long dead now. But the YouTuber is asking me to raise it because, you know what? He rose to the position of chairman and CEO of Grace. And he started as a boy in the mailroom of Grace Kennedy. In the mailroom. And the lesson being, greatness is not achieved in a year or two. Economic independence not achieved in a year or two. Especially those of us, all five of us in this conversation, who weren't born into wealth, who inherited or privileged enough to inherit a trust fund at 21. We have to work longer, smarter, harder, and learn to save, to break out of the economic malaise that we inherited. I hope, Rajay, Sewell, Shane, we can inspire others that this world owes us nothing, unlike those who were our slave masters, who were given £20 million at the end of slavery as compensation for our foreparents Yeah? We got nothing. We have had to start from scratch. Not a piece of land, not a hovel, but we have had to build from nothing. Uneducated, unhealthy. Yeah? All we had was our ability to walk, labor. But we now have opportunities. Thank God for technology. The world is smaller. Borders are falling. Yeah? And it's those of us who are prepared to apply ourselves and to work smartly and honestly who are most likely to make it.
Also, if I may, I mean, we're lucky as young people to be living in this time where we have a prime minister who inspires us, his life inspires us, his story inspires us. And I believe, as you rightly said, majority of Jamaicans can identify with the trajectory that his life has been. And I believe that, his life is what a lot of Jamaicans now are looking up to and say, listen, we can do it as well. So I think it's an opportunity, as you rightly said, for all young Jamaicans now, especially those of us who weren't born privileged, to take a look at our leader, our current leader, and to take from his lifestyle and be inspired that anything is possible. If you work hard, if you work smart, if you save and remain focused, anything is possible.
Yeah.
And just to ask, Suel, will you be voting in the September 3 election?
Yes, I will.
Rajay, will you be voting?
Absolutely.
And I suspect I know that Shane will be.
Definitely.
All right.
For the Jamaica Labour Party.
I didn't doubt that, sir. Thank you. Thank you for your time. Really appreciate it.
Thank you. Thanks for having
All right.
And thanks for coming by, lady and gentlemen. Really appreciate it. Good.
Well, the manifesto is out. It's 58 pages. The People's National Party, what they're calling a pledge for love of country. And I'm just glancing through it. I'm at page 51 or 58. As I said, this is a glance. But it's out. And our reporter, Siobhan Campbell, is on location. And I'm sure he'll give you the highlights. But yeah, some interesting promises so far. Especially this one about banning advertisements in election campaigns. Very interesting. But yeah, we'll give you the details. But it's 58 pages long, the People's National Party's 2025 election manifesto. Take a break.
The NHT has boosted construction loan limits to 11 million for one applicant and up to 23 million for 3 co-applicants. We are building Jamaica.
The time by the office of the Prime Minister is...
It's 20 minutes after 7.
Cleasing Industrial Supplies Limited are authorized distributors of international brands ABB, Omron, STC, Festo, and Thomas & Betts. They supply programmable logic controllers, photoelectric and proximity sensors, contactors and soft starters, power supplies, variable frequency drives, and much more. Visit them at 24 Dunrobin Avenue, Kingston, or shop 32 Overton Plaza, 46 Union Street, Montego Bay, or visit their website cleasling.net. Cleasing Industrial Supplies for all your industrial automation and control solutions.
Following is brought to you by the Office of the Prime Minister.
We estimate that there are about 20 to 25,000 who are unemployed because they do not have any skill. They are a loss to our economy. And we have tasked hard to find these 25,000. Go out into the communities, put on your training fairs, have specific agents out there doing your reconnaissance and surveillance and finding these youngsters. Get them into your training program. Offer them stipends and bus fare and lunch money. But more than that, what they need mentoring. Because oftentimes they simply do not know about the opportunities that exist. They exist on the periphery of the system and they are skeptical of the system and they don't believe that the system is set up for them. Your country needs you.
Be smart. Choose hard. The proceeding was brought to you by the Office of the Prime Minister.
Thank you so much for staying with us here on Nationwide at 5. So you've been hearing this controversy over a voice clip, excerpts of a conversation, it appeared to be, involving KD Knight, the retired attorney, PNP stalwart. Now, we're going to play for you what is alleged to be the full clip, yeah? And in the clip, he's heard calling for comrades to face reality and unite.
Idiot. You have to face reality. You have to face reality. That was a major part of the loss in 2020. So we have to remedy that. There are still some people today saying that Mark Golding must never become Prime Minister of Jamaica. These realities must be faced. I can send you a video which is a talk intervention thing where people the host say Mark Golding don't love Jamaica and Mark Golding don't love Jamaicans and all them kind of things. These are realities. These are realities. And they cause disunity. There has to be an effort to get rid of the disunity.
So, based on what?
Hold on, let's play what was played at the JLP rally. The next one now, Books.
I know me say you can't trust them to run Jamaica. And them say so.
Idiot. You have to face reality.
Listen.
You have to face reality. That Mark Golding must never become Prime Minister of Jamaica. These realities must be faced. These are realities. These are realities. Mark Golding must never become Prime Minister of Jamaica.
I want you to take a guess as to who says so. I know me says so. A KD Knight says so. Them say if Frisch go river bottom and tell you say no go down there, don't go down the labor rights.
Well, based on what you just heard, it does appear that the recording was spliced and spliced in such a way to distort, put it no stronger than that, the original meaning of what was being conveyed. And just play the first one again. It starts at idiot, and then it obviously cuts to another part of the whole clip. Just scroll over me, Cliff.
Which one?
The first one.
Yeah.
The full clip is 1 minute 5 seconds. But what was played was probably about
50 seconds.
Well, if you take out Tufton's part of it, it's less than 50 seconds.
Yeah.
Right.
Yes.
So it does appear that it was spliced to change
and to convey
something,
the impression,
yes, that he was saying.
KD was saying that Mark not fit
to be Prime Minister, when in fact he was saying that that is a sentiment
being expressed.
So,
and this is a danger we face in today's world and in politics. Yeah, the technology is such, editing, even AI. Yeah, you can listen to KD's voice for 25 seconds, a minute, and you can reproduce that voice saying things that he never uttered. Yeah? And this is a dangerous world now. Yeah?
And, sometimes I think these YouTubers don't listen, Cliff did not say that what was just played was AI. Sometimes you almost listen. He clearly said it was spliced, and then he said AI also poses such a threat.
Yes.
My God, man. But then we contorting yourself to defend anything. But no, it is clear that is, altered.
Yes. To give a misleading impression.
Yeah. So I suppose it's now a matter for he says he will sue. And I understand he said elsewhere that he's going after all Tufton's money. So let's see what happens there.
Okay. 27 minutes after 7 o'clock. We're going to take the break and come back with more from Nationwide at 5.
Escape to Idle a While in a grill where sand and serenity meet. Visit idleawhile.com or call 876-957-3302. Idle a While and stay a while.
Nationwide 90 FM is hitting the road to St. Anne on August 13. Join us from 2 to 4 p.m. live as we broadcast straight from the grand opening and official handover of the brand new water system. Feel the excitement as the taps turn on, speeches are made, and the community celebrates this life-changing moment. We'll bring you the sights, the sounds, and the stories right from the heart of the action. So tune in to Nationwide 90 FM, Wednesday, August 13 from 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. It's the grand opening and official handover of the brand new water system in St. Anne. Catch the live stream on our YouTube channel at Nationwide 90 FM Live 2. All this and more only on Nationwide 90 FM, the new revolution in media. This broadcast is brought to you by the National Water Commission.
Track and Field's global showpiece heads back to Asia for its 2025 staging. The World Athletics Championships from Tokyo, Japan is live on Nationwide 90 FM. September 13 to 21.
Great start from Seville, who's got a little bit of a march on Noel Lyles. Seville's going to win this. Brilliant race. He even has time to salute.
How will the Jamaicans stack up? The likes of Kishane, Oblique, Nikisha, Tina, Sherika, and Lavelle, all seeking podium spots.
Really good running on the near side too from Tia Clayton. Tia Clayton takes it there.
And the world will say goodbye to Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce.
Watch for Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce.
She brings the curtain down on her 18-year career. She goes back to where it all started.
And she's going to do it. Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce.
Live every moment from the World Athletics Championships from Tokyo, Japan, September 13 to 21 live with a kind of coverage only Nationwide 90 FM provides.
You hear, say Nationwide back to school fair get pushed back to August 23?
What? Push back? Lord, man, me need ready if you go Harmony Beach Park, you know.
Yeah, man, but them push it back to make it bigger and better. More vibes, more giveaways, and more things for everybody enjoy.
So tell me something, the book swaps still go on?
Yes, man. Still bring the books the kids don't need, and them can swap it for the ones them can use. Plus, them are gonna have health screening, school supplies to buy, banks and location, and enough giveaways.
Alright, me like the sound of that. But anything else I want?
Then no must. Me here say them have domino tournament, scavenger hunt, and beer things for the whole family. So make sure you register.
Register? So how me have to go register now if you go in if it's free?
Because once you register, you automatically get entered to win the grand prize in the special raffle.
Me have to go call up some of my friends them cause we can't miss this. So tell me now, what the new date?
August 23, same place, Harmony Beach, Montego Bay, from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Nationwide 90 FM's Back to School Fair. Bigger, better, and full of vibes.
The NNN Back to School Fair is brought to you by KFC, Massey Distribution Jamaica Limited, Cozy Corner, Phoenix Vision Center, the Jamaica Public Service, the Jamaica Customs Agency, the Urban Development Corporation, Friends of the Mayor's Parlor, JTA Credit Union, Stewart's Automotive, J&J Pharmacy, Hospitan, Budget Car Rental, and Digital Foundation.
We're back with you on Nationwide at 5, and I told you I'm just glancing through the PMP's 2025 Manifesto Jamaica Love. On page 11 of 58, Justice for All. But let me tell you first of all that there are some key planks or pillars on which the manifesto is built. Just give me a second, because you know, I get up in an age and the font kind of I will run away, you know. Hold on, just give me oh, yes, you know, me send Cliff the link, and Cliff, I'll give the PMP a free ad by playing campaign music.
I'm
just trying to find the pillars.
Struggle with the technology.
All right, so I can't find the pillars, but there are some pillars, and one of the pillars is justice for all. And under that, it says justice demands more than laws. It requires an environment that upholds the dignity of all who serve and seek it. The People's National Party says it's committed to upgrading and expanding the physical infrastructure of courts across Jamaica to ensure they are safe, accessible, and adequately equipped. And judges must have secure and functional chambers. Court staff must work in conditions that support efficiency and well-being, and litigants, especially those in rural and underserved communities, deserve facilities that reflect the seriousness of the matters being adjudicated. That sounds nice. Constitutional reform for sovereignty and justice. The People's National Party says it will pursue constitutional amendments through a transparent and participatory process that engages all stakeholders from the ground up. And they say that includes engaging with civil society groups, the churches, the business sector, trade unions, and other non-governmental actors in the design and rollout of the consultation process. They say they will host public fora. Well, they are forums, but fora for Jamaicans to debate and recommend constitutional changes, implement school and community outreach programs, and launch broad public education and awareness campaign. Now, here are the key reforms that they're promising. They will replace the British monarch with a Jamaican president. And this language here is interesting. It says, a Jamaican president chosen by and accountable to the people. Now, my first question is, does this mean the Jamaican president will be directly elected? I'm reading exactly what's written. It says replacing the British monarch with a Jamaican president. It says chosen by and accountable to the people. Now, just to remind you listeners, the proposal since at least the 1980s, 1970s maybe, has been a president that's not directly elected, right? So
non-partisan.
I'd want to understand what chosen by means. Does that mean a direct vote?
By the Jamaican voter?
It says chosen by and accountable to the people. So I'd love for that to be clarified.
Because if it is that they're saying the president is to be directly elected by the Jamaican people, yes, that means a process of
it becomes a partisan matter.
It becomes a politically driven matter. Yeah, where to get on the ballot. How do you get on the ballot to run for president?
Yeah, chosen by requires clarification.
Yes.
What does that mean?
Yeah, because you could conceivably get on the ballot based on the requirements, the criteria, by being a non-partisan person, not aligned, not associated with...
How would you prove that? Outwardly you couldn't be aligned.
Outwardly.
Oh, okay.
Outwardly.
Yeah, because you wouldn't have any way of knowing what somebody... Right.
And that is why we need to know what are the criteria to get on that ballot.
Assuming that was chosen by means. Yes.
Yeah.
They say they will make the Caribbean Court of Justice Jamaica's final appellate court and replace the United Kingdom Privy Council and ensure access to justice at the highest levels for all Jamaicans. Obviously, you know the hurdle that will face. It is, I don't foresee a JLP in opposition providing that crucial vote in the Senate. Strengthening parliamentary accountability through impeachment and recall procedures and having committees chaired by opposition representatives. All right. Consideration of fixed election dates and term limits. No, there's not a commitment here, but that consideration will be given to it.
Yeah.
Expand the Senate, and this is an interesting one. Expand the Senate to broaden representation to include the diaspora, persons with disabilities, and the Rastafari and Maroon communities. 2 questions, or comments rather. I personally would be opposed to members of the diaspora sitting in the parliament. I think you have to live here, you should live here. And by diaspora, I gather that means you live outside of Jamaica.
If you're going to make laws,
you have to live under those laws.
Exactly.
That's my position. So I would be opposed to that. No problem with persons with disabilities. I'm assuming that will be done by some kind of quota representation. I'm not sure. The Rastafari community, no problem there. The Maroon community is always an interesting one.
Interesting.
Because the Maroons have asserted sovereignty. Well, certainly as I understand it, or a section of the Maroon community. So how does that work exactly? if they believe themselves sovereign of the Jamaican state, how would that work? Or is it that the People's National Party would first have them swear allegiance, full allegiance to Jamaica? It's page 11 of 58. Still going to go through it, but that's justice, as they have on Justice for All. Yeah.
Well, I'll have to go home tonight and get up about 3 o'clock
and
try to read through it.
Yeah.
Tomorrow morning.
Anthony? Good evening, Anthony.
Hey, Ricardo, Cliff, how are you guys doing?
Doing all right. How are you?
Good evening.
I'm doing good too. Cliff, I'm going back to Sunday. And you know the part of the Prime Minister's speech, Cliff, that resonates with me most of all was when he started to lay out where he is coming from. Why does that resonate with me, Cliff? I see myself in that story. Growing up with a mother who growing 7 children, basically fatherless and stuff. I mean, for myself, I am not ashamed to say I went to all-age school barefooted. And I didn't have even school bag. I carry my books in my hands to school and stuff. But that did not, Cliff, cause me not to succeed. You understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
And the 7 children grew up now, Cliff, and our mother is still alive. And we are all in a position because we get a good education. Chris, I got my bachelor's when I was 48 years old. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it shows, Cliff, that you can start from nothing, and once you have good influence, you can make something out of yourself. And that is what resonates with me, Cliff. And I said this before here, and I repeat it again. And that is why when I hear persons painting the Prime Minister in certain ways and calling him certain names and all of that, Cliff, it makes me angry, because I am saying, if you have do all of those allegations, why not bring the evidence? You understand what I'm saying? I mean, the Prime Minister have how much bank account, the Prime Minister thief and whatever and all of those stuff. And it is sold by, funny enough, Cliff, I when I listened to the whole thing about the clip that was played, and I said this started because I understand video editing also. But you see how quick these persons are coming out and crying foul, but these are some of the same people who goes around the country and spread all of these lies against the Prime Minister, Cliff, and make it seem, and I have to say it this way, I'm going to make it seem like poor people picnic cannot be successful, honestly. You understand what I'm saying? And that is one of the things that hurts me. And I'm happy that the Prime Minister tell his story. And I agree with Wayne Chen yesterday that the Prime Minister needs to do this more, because a lot of people like myself would have come up through the struggles and make something good out of life and are striving and can resonate with that type of life. And know that we earn our bread honestly. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that is the main thing, and I hope as the campaign goes on, if the Prime Minister will tell this story more and more, because I am sure, I'm 100% sure that the majority of Jamaicans can identify with where the Prime Minister is coming from.
Hear you loud and clear, Anthony. And
thanks, Anthony.
That's a view that's growing, yeah, that he needed to tell his story. Now that he has begun to do so, he must do it more often.
Yeah. Who's next?
19 minutes going up to 8 o'clock. Yeah, we're taking your calls. Yes.
630-937-124, 618-8255. Still taking your calls. Go ahead.
Last night, during Nationwide at 5, Ricardo Brooks and I were talking, and we're talking about happenings on the political scene. And one of the things Ricardo and I were speaking about was the conduct of the PNP General Secretary and the political platform, Dr. Dayton Campbell, where he has been shouting at us. Every time you hear Dr. Campbell, he's shouting, being belligerent. And it's something that we have been talking about. Several people, thousands of people have been talking about it, including comrades who feel that it is turning off voters. I have said it, but last night I made a comment which I think I should not have made. Yes? In discussing it with Brooks last night, I fell into a scenario that is played out in many communities, many homes in Jamaica, when you have a member of the family who just doesn't know what to say and when to say it. And you'd like to shut them up and teach them how to say it. How many times a year Jamaicans say, why not shut your mouth? And my box up on your mouth. Yeah? And I said, why somebody can, and I don't want to repeat the word, I don't want to compound it, because I've thought about it, and I think it's inappropriate. It was inappropriate for radio. Yeah? And I do this job, and I take it very seriously. Yeah? And I think I didn't say it elegantly at all. It was wrong. Yeah? I think it crossed the line to the standard I hold myself to. Yeah? And I want to say to my listeners who heard it, yes, I withdraw and apologize for it without reservation. It was not appropriate for radio. Yeah?
An apology there from my co-host for comments made on Nationwide at 5 last Monday. Papa Nana, good evening.
Yes, sir. I thought I was forgotten.
Never.
How could we forget Papa Nana?
And I catch the right person this evening, man.
Oh, Cliff.
Yes, and want me adapting because I believe they would send me grocery bill every month to him. But anyway, that's all right. All right. I want Mr. Hughes clarify two things for me. I heard him said today, if I'm not mistaken, that the late Colin Powell, is Mr. Powell died?
Yes, he died.
Yes.
I didn't hear.
Yes,
man. Quite a while ago, actually.
Yeah.
I didn't know.
Mm-hmm.
And the other thing that I want you to clarify for me, because two youngsters called me and asked me, what do you mean by scavenger hunt in your back to school team?
So it's a game where you hide a series of things. So you probably hide a shoes, a phone, a bag, and then you give the people who are playing a list and they have to go find the things. So they'll tell you, say, all right, go find one green right foot of shoes. And they've hidden it.
The right color. You hit the right color.
Oh, Lord God. An orange one too, right?
Lord,
and they'll say,
Papa
Nana, focus. And they tell you, go find, they give you the list, and each item usually comes with some points. So if you find the orange shoe, it might be worth 50 points. And the green shoe might be worth 55 points or 20 points. Ooh. And so at the end of the game, now there's a set amount of time. So at the end of like an hour or 45 minutes or 30 minutes, you come back to base, and based on how many of the items you found, you add up your points. And if you found the most items, then you get the most points. Well, not the most items, but the high value items with the points. So if you get the most points, you win. It's pretty fun. It's pretty fun.
Thank God.
So they might say them hide Cliff Hughes and you have to go find Cliff Hughes.
We find him already, you know. But
you remember the scavenger hunt at the Christmas party?
No, it wasn't really a scavenger hunt. He went and some running thing and we was looking for him. And me and couple guys go by, you know where Fitco is, that little road here?
No, I don't know where that.
I'm finding him hard pressed to reach back his shoulder. That's why he was on Manintil Road.
Oh, I remember.
Yeah, man, good friend, man, Mr. Hughes. But
just to tell you, Papa Nana, Colin Powell died in 2021.
My God.
Yes, man, quite some time ago.
Lord Jesus. Anyway, that's not strange. Listen to me now. I don't know if I know Mr. Hughes have the brain of an elephant. The memory of an elephant. Listen to me. I don't know if the same criteria that goes to the politician when you're voting for them is the same thing goes to when you want them. And I want Mr. Hughes to stand by me a little and help me. I don't know if it's the same criteria. And I don't know if Mr. Hughes recall, I often said, and nationwide, that we want the Prime Minister to come and give us even an hour and nationwide and to give us the other side of him.
Mm-hmm.
I have to keep on saying it over and over and over.
Yes.
Without success, I don't know if he can recall. And it takes Mr. Wayne Chin, who is in jacket and necktie, maybe for them to listen to it. What happened? The same criteria that mean to we who is voting is a different criteria of using
Papa Nana,
when you want to talk to them.
No, but what? No, because you're calling no. Yeah, we had Wayne Chen on as a guest, and he was sharing a perspective. But you're calling no, and members of the cabinet listen to this program. So if you want them to hear, they're hearing you.
No, but I don't think you're following what I'm saying.
What are you saying?
I have been calling for it for a very long time.
Oh, for him to appear.
If he had recall.
Okay.
I had been calling for it for the Prime Minister to give us even hour and tell us the other side of his story. How he met his wife, that's what he was saying. How many children he had, how many sisters, how many brothers give way, and where he's
all right, here's what I will do for you, Papa Nana. I will put in the request with the press secretary. Because they always say we don't ask. We will ask. I will ask.
Yes,
I'll send in the request.
I know you want some more caller. And then the next thing again. I am trying to get to Mr. Vaz over 3 years though. I'm trying to get to
Papa Nana, you want to talk to so much member of the cabinet. Me, you want to talk to the deputy prime minister. You want to hear the prime minister. You want to talk to the transport minister. What are you mind?
But listen to me now.
Yes.
Listen to me now.
Yes.
You know, if I want to talk to Mr. Fly Green, I don't have a problem. If I want to talk to Mr. Rhoda, I don't have a problem. If I want to talk to the prime minister, I don't have a problem. And for 3 years though, I'm trying to get to Mr. Vaz.
But that is surprising because Daryl Vaz is one of the more give out him number and him respond.
Sir, I am not a liar.
No. I'm not saying you're lying. All right, here's what you do for me.
I am trying to get to the Minister of National Security for the longest while without any luck.
All right, Papa Nana, here's what you do. Give Dana your number. I will personally pass it on.
I don't know who in Jamaica don't know my number, and Dana know it too.
All right. Oh, yeah,
all
Dana.
Right, so put me on to her.
All right, just hold on. Michael in the hills of the Blue Mountain.
Yes, sir. How are you this evening, sir?
Not as good as you. Up there where the air is fresh. Not as good as you. Clean and crisp. How are you?
Yeah. But you know the sun has up here today.
Oh. So you get rain this evening?
Warm today, you know.
So you get rain this evening?
No, we get rain sometime in the week, but not this evening here.
Oh. I noticed where I am, we're getting some rain in August. Yeah? And we never usually get rain in August, you know. Yeah, but we didn't get the usual amount of rain we normally get in May and June. But I noticed we're getting a fair bit, in August.
Yeah, man. We get some nice little showers still, you know, but not as heavy as, you know, like what you don't know, so come in October and September, October, you know?
Yes.
Yeah, man, you see how you supervise the two political parties, you know, you come like a referee to them. Referee or an umpire, you know. Yeah, man, because you know, some is a Rasta man, you know, you don't know, some you know, support none of them, you know. None of them, you know, support, because you don't know, say, when them take over 60 odd years ago, you know, the first one, you know, them are rush, you know, Rastafari, you know, the Coral Garden incident, you know, so you know, say, Rastafari never weak the GLP and the PNP, you know.
Yes, but I see you get up. I see you get land now. The Rastafari community has been granted land, handed over by the culture minister Babs. Is it last week? Yeah.
But look here, that to show is a slavery still on. Cause look from 1962.
Michael, me tell you if you stop say that, you know.
The people never get land up to now. We hear them call them squatters, you know. Yeah.
The land question, you know, Michael, remains a big question, unresolved. Why is it that the overwhelming majority of the enslaved people have not been granted land, in return for the hundreds of years of exploitation of their labor, while the enslavers got £20 million at the end of slavery? You know that, right?
Yeah. Sorry, I was just reading something here. All right, Michael, thank you. Okay, sorry. Back to the manifesto.
Seemed like you stumbled on something.
Yes, I did, and it shook me a little while. 39 of 58 pages. So the PNP, the headline, Care and Dignity for Seniors. They will establish a 5-year, $5 billion investment plan for seniors. The PNP says it will invest $5 billion over 5 years to support 100,000 seniors across Jamaica with a national framework of care, inclusion, and protection. Good. That's fine. This one here now, the Faith-Based Community Transformation Fund. It says the PNP recognizes the deep-rooted influence of churches and other faith-based institutions or organizations in Jamaica, communities, and their proven ability to drive social upliftment. The PNP is pledging to establish what they're calling a faith-based community transformation fund of $1 billion, which will be replenished annually to empower local churches and other faith-based organizations across Jamaica to expand their community-driven programs that strengthen families, support education, foster economic resilience, and promote social cohesion in a structured, accountable, and impactful manner. It says the fund will be administered, where contributions to the fund will be by private sector firms, and individuals will be incentivized by tax-deductible status. Oh, so if you contribute to this fund, you get
it back in taxes.
Okay. Interesting.
So you contribute $1, yeah? When you have to pay your taxes, you pay $1 less.
My gut reaction is no.
Why?
I use this word unadvisedly. It's an unholy alliance between the state and church. I don't think this is appropriate.
But did it give any indication as to what portion of the $1 billion will be state financed or private sector led finance?
Well, it says the contributions will be by private sector firms and individuals.
Oh, so the state is not.
Doesn't seem to be. But the state will establish it. And it says that it will be administered by the state, by the Jamaica Social Investment Fund, by JSIF, or another appropriate public body.
Well, I'm sure it's one of those that will be a talking point.
No, I don't. No.
Read it again and before you say that.
No, I've read it.
All right, that's where we're going to leave it for today. Yeah, it's almost 8 o'clock. Want to say thanks to our producer, Dana Davey. Of course, our callers, our YouTubers, our WhatsAppers, thank you all so much. Yeah. To our technical operator, Andrew Anderson, thanks so much. And of course, the members of the news and production team. I'm Cliff Hughes.
And I'm Ricardo Brooks.
Reminding you, take care of your loved one and look out for your neighbor.
track and field's global showpiece heads back